Yeah. Wallahi, it ain't girls like you out here in the West. I know I've been away, but I'm coming back home. No need to stress, baby. All I know is to be falasteen is to always rep where you come from. Except when you're in line at the customs. Told her she can meet me up in London. She let me cause I came from Gaza with love. But I feel like it's always from Gaza with love. If I had it that way, we would never go back. From Gaza with love, baby. فلسطين أحسن ساي وبنت بلادي عجباني. فضلكم احكوا مش سامع. Continuez à parler, on vous entend pas. 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 Somebody tell Bella Hadid, let's change that to Abdul Hamid. Now I mean to come off too strong, بس الأصل فلاحي, I'm planting the seeds. Yeah, I need, I could get you what you need, but I hate it when the text go green. Do you miss me or did you leave, baby? Came from Gaza with love, but I feel like it's always the way back. From Gaza with love, if I had it that way, we would never go back. From Gaza with love, baby. فلسطين أحسن ساي وبنت بلادي عجباني. فضلكم احكوا مش سامع. Continuez à parler, on vous entend pas. 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 Continuez à parler, on vous entend pas.
Stamattina mi sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Stamattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invaso. Oh partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. E se io muoio da partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E se muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire. E seppellire lassù in montagna, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Seppellire lassù in montagna, sotto l'ombra di un bel fior. Tutte le genti che passeranno, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E le genti che passeranno ti diranno che bel fior. E questo è il fiore del partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà.
Oh look, we're back with the same old track, but a different cunt. It's Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Yes, he's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Yes, he's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Yes, he's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Rishi Sunak is a rat-faced cunt. He's a rat-faced cunt. Yes, he's a rat-faced cunt. What a fucking tune. God damn it. How's it going, everyone? That's right, I'm back. It's Monday, the 20th of November, 2023. And I'm finally back. I'm finally back from my mini break, which wasn't really a break. It was me working on other stuff. Funny little fact for you. Funny little fact that everyone will enjoy. Still not finished that work, so yeah, no no free time for me at the minute. So there you go. But welcome everybody. I hope you're having a great day, a great time. What's going on? How was your weekend? What were you up to? You saw me last on Wednesday last week. Who do we got in the chat? Say hi to. We got, I don't know, Jojo. We also got Ori, Prince.
That's more months than I thought it would be.
It's more months. It's 22 months. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Prince, for the 22 months. How you doing, Prince? Good to see you. Yes, I was saying, Jojo, welcome in. Ori, welcome in. Steph, welcome in. Nada, how you doing? Husker. We also got Gianna. Welcome, Rohamild. And of course, Prince. How are you all doing? How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Had a massive weekend myself. Friday, I was out with a protest that I was helping to organise, where we were protesting with GMTU, Great Manchester Tenants Union, of course, and SHAC, which is Social Housing Action Campaign, and a couple of other organisations who came up from London, some comrades from London Renters Union, and we were picketing the Affordable Housing Awards, which is such a joke of a name for the thing that was going on, because these are all social housing providers, and some of the worst social housing providers, like Riverside Housing were one of the social housing providers in there who were nominated for an award. And we have members who have very, very small kids, like 4 years old, 2 years old, who were literally in hospital, probably still in hospital actually, because of the mold and the damp in some of their properties. So it's just a fucking joke. You know, housing can be affordable,
can't it, by definition? But if it's not safe, then it's not housing. So we had a good rant, and we had a good time at the pub as well, just talking about some other stuff afterwards. And then the day after that, it was the annual general meeting with the tenants union. So lots of cool stuff going on then. I got re-elected as Member Solidarity Officer. Thank you, congratulations, thank you. Yeah, really appreciate that, thanks. And also we have another elected Member Solidarity Officer, which is fantastic. He's a great guy, he's been doing stuff with us since August. And I had so many more people interested in joining the Member Solidarity team. So that means that we're going to have loads more activists, loads more people who are doing stuff for tenants who are coming to us with problems, complaints, stuff like this. It's fantastic news. It's really, really, really good. So it was a great meeting all in all. We have a new deputy treasurer. We have a new comms officer. We've also got a new something, and I've forgotten what it is, but I think it's kind of important. I can't remember, but anyway, we got a lot more stuff going on the committee, which is important. Oh, branch reps. Yeah, we got more branch reps on the committee as well, which is really good, because that means that like people from branches that are quite far out of the city centre are now going to be represented in the committee. So that's very exciting. Yeah, just really, really good. Like, it was super funny, because we were voting on a motion that was to do with like protected marginalizations, and how we're not going to allow any of our members to go, on rants on social medias about like trans people or, racialized people or, migrants, whatever, like whatever kind of marginalization. And that's like a thing that like I think people would be like very scared to talk about in those kinds of like situations, because they're like people from all backgrounds, like old white people, like young black people, queer people, straight people, like just like a huge diversity of people in the room. And it just got sorted. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of like tentative sort of like disagreement about the specific wording and stuff. But, we got it passed, and no one was there going, I think that whites should be in there and sex is real and all. There was none of that. So it was fucking brilliant. Really, really, really good. A really, really good meeting. Great to actually like feel like actual democracy is happening, even though it's outside of, the fucking quote unquote real democracy that we're lied to about. So it was a great day all in all. And then on the Saturday night, me and Tim, we were doing the limited hangout. Not limited hangout. We were doing the... Oh, fucking hell. What was it? What do we call it? Hangouts? Discord hangouts? I don't know. It was a Discord hangout that we did, where we watched Zeitgeist. Well, the first half of Zeitgeist for Red Planet. So if you're not a Goblin modder for Red Planet already... Bloody hell, Brenda, you need to crack on and get involved, because it was a good discussion. We had a really good discussion about it, and it was so funny that we spent so long on it, because we weren't even fucking halfway through it in the end. So that was super funny. And then, of course, on top of all of that, I've had sleepy, wonderful Tom to look after and think about, and he's not here right now, but he very well may be later on today. And that's why you've got to consider subbing off Twitch, because of course we've got the Cat Cam incentive this month. There's only 10 more days of this month left, and I don't know how much that means in terms of like stream days. So we've got this week, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we got 2 more weeks of stream to actually like get the to actually get the Cat Cam incentive beaten, and I reckon that's easily doable. I've done like a huge budgeting thing this month to make sure that I can like survive. I've like got rid of a bunch of like subscriptions that I had that like I didn't even know that I was paying for. Also, I cancelled my Wix website thing. You folks probably won't know about my website, because it's like, it was only really for my videography business and stuff like that, so I've not really been like, I don't really promote that. But I was paying for it, and I finally got rid of it, because I didn't know that Wix was run by like horrible Zionist Israeli people in Israel. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm out. I'm getting out of that. actually. So cancel my Wix subscription finally. And the funny thing is that I can still have my website on their, like, it's created by their, like, thing or whatever. Their coding is on the thing. It just means that there's an advert on there. So now I've got to find a way to, like, get that off and put it on another, like get an actual website done. So I got to think about that. I got to think about, like, another way to do that. Anyway. Whatever. Less about me, more about yous. After years of successfully dodging it, I finally have COVID. No. Oh, my God. Hear that, mate. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope it's not awful, and I hope you're doing okay. Let's get some love in the chat for Prince, everybody. Look after yourself. Sending you lots of love and healing vibes, dude, because COVID's no joke. It's no joke. I think I've been pretty good with, like, keeping on top of my vaccines and my boosters and stuff. Like, I've had, all my boosters pretty much consistently until like in May when I got it again, and that was pretty sucky. But it happens, right? It happens. Oh God, yeah. Just stay hydrated. I think the best advice that I can give you with COVID is that even though, like, when you're sick and you feel that, like, you really just want to eat, like, garbage and not hydrate properly and stuff, you couldn't make a worse decision. Like, just try and eat something, like, vaguely healthy, even if it's not, like, I don't know what the word is, like, even if it's not, like, proper homemade, just, like, get some veg, steam it, eat that. Like, what I was doing when I had COVID last, I was eating, like, a cup of broccoli a day. And that helped, like, just like a cup of broccoli, like a little bit, and just put that in, microwave it. And even though it's a bit tough and whatever, you're getting some iron and you're getting some proper nutrition in, and then just eat crap for the rest of the day. Yeah, soups are a good one. Soups are pretty easy, innit? Like, put a bunch of fucking veg in some water and boil it, and there you go. What else as well? Yeah, drinking water, like, that's the big one. That's the big one, because that was what really fucked me up, I think, in getting the post-viral fatigue from it, was that I wasn't hydrating enough. I was also not sleeping that well as well, but yeah, the hydration was so bad. Anyway, hope you get through it as fast as possible. Jojo says, weekend went well. There was a massive march in Leicester. We took up a good chunk of London Road. Nice. Good to hear it. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Working class people are actually far more understanding than neolibs want people to think. Oh, yeah, for real. Yeah, about the AGM. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, it's like there is not, like, one person who was sat there, and maybe they might go home and they might go, that seemed like a little bit woke, but actually everything that we were talking about at the meeting was about our material conditions, right? This is why I can't say this enough. Chat. Like, everybody, when it comes to analyzing and talking about politics and situations and stuff like that, it always has to come down to materialism. This is why Marx and Engels and Ho Chi Minh, Chairman Mao, all these fucking communists from back in the day, Thomas Sankara, like, every single one of them talks about materialism. It's the most important thing. The Black Panthers were big on materialism. Do you know what I mean? It's just about, like, what can you do to help your fellow human survive in this awful word, in this awful world. And, ideology is one thing. Ideology is great, but materialism and focusing on materialism is, the best. In my opinion, anyway. What do we got? Nada says, doing great, found inspiration to make music. Wonderful. Now, there's nothing worse than not being able to make music because you got no inspiration. Yeah, I hate that. Hey, Mr. Dank, how's it going? Welcome in. Kidtaska, welcome in. Good to see you. Doing okay. Yogurt is good because it's sweet and it has liquid. Yeah, that's true. I'll be okay. I had a booster a month ago. I'm on a round of Paxlovid, which makes everything taste like copper, but it cuts the COVID time down. Oh shit! Is that the pills that you take for COVID? Like, cool. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. Interesting. I'm starting early, and I'm hoping to start, like, maybe not this early, but, like, earlier. Most stream days, because, well, for a start, I got I got Tom now, and he wakes me up early anyway. So, I'm going to be up early, so I could definitely do earlier stream. You know, have earlier. I just think that's good. I think that, like, trying to stream at, like, 5 o'clock UK time, 7 o'clock, like, it could be, like, a bit much sometimes for trying to, like, bring in new viewers, because it's like everybody's like, oh my god, so-and-so's live, so-and-so's live, so-and-so's live. And I know there's a bunch of people live right now, like Marcus from Left Flank Vets and Lucid Fox and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, I just think, like, in terms of spacing out my streams throughout the day, right? I just think that that's a good idea. But I'm having a coffee, which is nice. Having a nice coffee before the stream. Fully gets into it before we fully start and what have you. There's other stuff that I'm supposed to talk about. I've not done it. I've not streamed like this in ages. Obviously, I did. Oh yeah, I was supposed to upload the VOD. I didn't upload the VOD from last week. I'm gonna. Oh yeah. Also. I can stream. I can like dual stream now, can't I? Because Twitch changed the terms of service, which means that I can like dual stream with Twitch and YouTube. So I can have both streams on, and I've got a lot more of like a following on YouTube, innit? So hopefully that will like bring people over to Twitch to support me here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll fucking see. But I think that'll be super interesting. I don't know many like political streamers that stream on Twitch, that do politics streams on Twitch. I know that Beak FD Signifier does, and I know that like who else does streams on Twitch? John the Duncan, he does that. But they're not like streamers, innit? They don't do it all the time, right? That's really good. I've seen people dual stream on TikTok. I gotta hit 1,000 followers on TikTok before I can go live on there. So consider following me on TikTok. Even if you've not got an account, maybe this is the time to make an account just so that I can stream on TikTok. Because I got it already here. I got it all like, look, I'll show you. I don't think this is like bad to show anybody. I don't think it shows any like actual thingy, any stuff. Oh, will it not actually let me show OBS? That's so interesting. Firefox, Discord, Firefox, Snaz, Streamlabs. It'll show anything but an OBS window. But maybe that's because the stream will end up looking a bit weird. But if I show you this, you could stream on Tumblr. What, with like 0 followers and that? You could just stream on Tumblr. That's pretty interesting. That would definitely bring like a certain type of guy to the stream. A certain type of person. Do I have like a monitor display capture here? On this scene. Yeah, I do. Why is it not like... Oh, it's behind me. Right, okay. So like, I'll show you. Get ready for some Inception shit. There you go. So, what you can see there... I got it all set up. And ready. How do I do this now? Oh, fuck. I gotta, like, move that a little bit. Can I not move that anymore? God damn. Yeah. No. Wait, what? I gotta make it... Wait. Okay, right. Yeah, there you go. So, like, you can see, look. On this fucking side here. So I could get, like... So I have, like, these controls over here that are to do with, like... this little vertical camera thing. So I can't go live on any platforms with this yet. But I can record little bits, and I have this thing that's called a backtrack clip, which I can use for getting little clips that I can just export to TikTok or whatever. It's fucking well useful. I can't remember what the extension's called, but it's really good. Really, really fucking good. You know what I mean? You just have like this kind of scene set up, and then you have that scene set up, and just super easy. So anyway, follow me on TikTok. Let me get that streaming shit on TikTok. Anyway, we got lots of stuff to look at today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have a look at like what's going on in Gaza, what's going on you know, what Israel are saying, all these kinds of things. I got a bunch of stuff. I got some stuff, some exposés about the March for Israel that happened. We're going to have a look at, like, the top 11 companies supporting Israel's crimes, a Kwame Ture bit, some Yanis Varoufakis stuff. These are all, like, very, very, you know, recent things. 3 days ago, 6 days ago. And we're going to finish that off with some positive leftist news, because we haven't actually watched positive leftist news on this channel for a long time. And we love the PLN gang. I don't know why I've not been doing it. What's going on? There you go. Hey, Scratcher Lib, how's it going? Nice name, Free Palestine. That's fucking right. From the river to the sea. So yeah, we are going to be going on and checking that out right now. Now, please, let's just remind ourselves that we're going to be in the politics zone, right? So we're going to have a couple of guys who are, like, not that cool, probably with the worst opinions, coming in, saying cringe stuff. Just be prepared. Yeah? Thank you for the follow. But we're going to crack on. First bit of the stream. Just be aware. Oh, I got the cat cam up, but Tom's not there. I've not unlocked it yet. Give me money. Let me get a little title up. I'm experimenting with a new font for the titles. This homepage, Bukowston or something. And it's just going to be like... It's just going to mean that it's going to be, like, a bit more consistent across the board with, like, my stream and my YouTube brand. Also, I need the color from my YouTube brand to be on here because I changed it. And I can't remember what the reason for me changing it was, but it looks pretty good. I think it's kind of like this color, but a little darker. Hold up. Like that. It's kind of like that, but brighter. Oh, hey, Shafiq. How's it going? Layla Shafiq Mog, new name. How's it going? Like a bit brighter. That, I don't know. Like this? No, it can't be. No, it's not that. Right, chat. I gotta do this real quick. Hang on. I gotta do this real quick. I'm not sure how long it lasts today, but I'm here for it. No worries, that's fine. Don't you worry at all. Now, listen, because your name changed, do you want me to refer to you a bit differently? Or is Shafiq still okay? Or what's the update? What's the update? I wanna just make sure. Go to my channel. Wait, why can't I just go to my channel? View your channel. There it is, right? I don't quite get it. Preferring Layla at the moment, but Shafiq is still good. Well, listen, if you're preferring Layla, I'll call you Layla. It's not hard, right? Not fucking hard. Easy, actually, for me. Right, let me just check real quick. Let's have a look. Like that color. Can I get like a spotter and do that? Can I do it like that? Pick screen color. Right there. Perfect. Oh, that's fucking perfect. Look at that. Nice. It's kind of like an orangey sort of tan color. I wonder if it's good to, you know, let's keep things consistent across the board, yeah? How about that? Got to be done. There you go. There you go. Really important, you know? It's important to do that shit. Okay, all right. That's the color of your Samba t-shirts. Hey, there you go. Things, you know, they line up. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Right, okay, all right. We're going to check out Big Amy with the big news. Everybody say, welcome in, Big Amy. We're not doing what is Zionism. I'm going to change this. That's not what we're talking about. News update. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Should be more specific here. World news update. World news. Okay, there we go. Palestine official, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Okay, there we go. Right, let's check out what Amy's got to say. Gazzy, how you doing? Welcome in. It changed the color of the content warning, and now it's slightly harder to read. No, I changed the color of the content. Probably just slightly harder to read because the yeah, better to me. All right, okay. A useless power I wish I had would be to know the color code for any color. That's a nice FFA 500. I mean, you know, if that's something you're into, that's something you're into. Far be it from me to judge. Anyway, let's hear what Amy's got to say.
Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War
No,
and Peace
Ghazi.
Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Israel's unceasing bombardment of the Gaza Strip has entered its 7th week with fresh attacks on residential buildings in the Jabalia refugee camp that killed at least 18 people. On Thursday, Gaza's main telecommunications companies went out of service due to a lack of fuel for generators, plunging most of the besieged territory into another communications blackout. Israeli troops occupied the Al-Shifa hospital for a 3rd straight day, where some 7,000 trapped medical workers and patients face a worsening humanitarian crisis. An Al-Shifa doctor said 43 out of 63 intensive care patients who are on ventilators have now died after supplies of oxygen and fuel ran out. A large number, they say, of premature babies have also died due to Israel's siege on the hospital. On Thursday, Israeli and Egyptian authorities allowed a handful of wounded Palestinians through the Rafah border crossing for treatment in Egypt. This is Ahmed Mazen Abu Shama, a Palestinian boy whose leg was amputated after he survived an Israeli missile strike on his family's home.
People are torn into pieces, a head on one side and a leg on the other side. Entire buildings in one block are demolished by bombings. The Israeli pilot
Hey Valerie, what's up?
doesn't know that there are people in these buildings. They want Hamas. What do the people have to do with this? Innocent children. What do they have to do with this to be bombarded? Doesn't the pilot know that they are children?
On Thursday, the Indonesian hospital...
Yes. This is the sad reality. The pilot, of course, the pilot knows there's children in there. You know, I saw an interview with this white lady. She's from the UK originally. She went to Israel on like she was doing traveling when she was younger, and she was going around and met her husband in Palestine. But before she got to Palestine, like the occupied territories, I think she said this was like in the 70s or the 80s or something. I can't remember, but like she was getting in these different cars and going to different checkpoints in order to like go to Palestine, and she said that the Israeli soldiers were saying to her, don't get in any cars with any Arabs because they're going to rape you, they're going to steal your money, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and then she got in another one. They said exactly the same thing, like the wording was like specifically the same. And then it happened a 3rd time, and she said, it just got me thinking that like there's something weird going on. And then she went to Palestine and she saw the apartheid, she realized what was going on. And she married her husband, right, from Palestine, and they have kids. She lived in Palestine in not in Gaza, but in I think I can't remember exactly where. But you know, it's dehumanization. It's dehumanization. We can't, like, I was talking about this at the weekend when we were celebrating the AGM in the pub afterwards. I was saying, like, we can't let the dialogue fall into what Israel wants us to talk about. Israel wants us to talk about not only Hamas, but a bastardized idea of what Hamas is, right? So they say that Hamas wants to kill all Jews. It's not true. Like, it's verifiably false. It's in their charter. It's in both of their charters, the 1988 charter and in the updated 2018 charter. This is just not true whatsoever. And then, coming off that, of course, Hamas exists because Israel funded it, because they didn't want the more peaceful PLO, People's Front for the Liberation, Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, the communists, the socialists, etc., to have more power in Gaza. And we just have to consistently remind everybody, like, what the actual situation is. It's a fascist state. It's a fascist dictatorship. Never forget that. It's no better than Nazi Germany. And I know that people don't like people making that comparison, but it literally is. It literally is. Like, the similarities are profound. So they know there's children in these hospitals. It's just that they've dehumanized the children to the point where they do not care. And it's such a shame that this kid, he is like, people say this all the time, right? But Bassam Youssef said it in his interview with Piers Morgan. If you've not seen it, Bassam Youssef is an Egyptian comedian. He's got family in Gaza, and he's basically like, what did he say? He said, "What do you think is gonna happen? You think that they're gonna like stop Hamas by like killing all these civilians and stuff? No, you're gonna create more Hamas." Even if you push all of the Palestinians out of Gaza and out of the West Bank into Jordan and Egypt, you're going to create radicalized, extremist, militant resistance who want revenge, right? That's what's going to happen. That's the only thing that can come of this. It's not a righteous endeavor whatsoever. Anyway, sorry, just a little bit. I've not streamed for the entirety of what's been going on. You know what I mean? I did one big stream at the start, right? One big stream at the start of the fucking, what do you call it? Of the genocide. And I've had so much to say. It's just absolutely insane. Fragwits, welcome to the stream. Yeah, no way they don't know. I agree. Democracy Now! Is good about not copyrighting striking people. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah. Really, really good. Every time I've had to talk about this stuff with people, have forced it away from what Israel says, what Israel do. Yes, absolutely. He also said it was necessary to have the idea of Hamas, an extremist Islamic group, to justify their war crimes against Palestinians. Yeah, absolutely. Like, look, we were talking, me and Tim we were talking about Zeitgeist. We were talking about 9/11 and like, 9/11, like, they just kind of like let 9/11 happen, even though like some of the other aspects of the conspiracy theory are completely insane and definitely anti-Semitic and bad. But the majority of it was based on, we know that this thing is probably going to happen. We need to let an attack occur on American soil in order to justify war crimes, expansion, lobbying groups of military and oil, extraction to establish things in the Middle East, right? And also like give more money to Israel, And this was exactly what happened on October the 7th. Israel has so much surveillance in Gaza. And to think that they would have not like, they wouldn't have known that this was going to happen. Like they were going to like hang gliders like over the wall and stuff like that, and like bulldozers get taken over and it's absurd to think that they would not have known that was going to happen. Like they have fucking like camera technology that is like super racist and identifies Palestinians, and also like uses like face tracking shit to like, identify faces that have been seen on media and shit like that, and No, it wasn't arrogance. It wasn't arrogance. They let it happen so that they could do this. They've been planning this for years and years and years. It was not arrogance. They let October the 7th happen. They murdered a bunch of their own people, right? And then used that as an excuse to ethnically cleanse Gaza. And it's happening now. It's happening now. This is what I mean about like not letting the situation not letting the conversation come to what they want you to think, right? Because that's what they're going to start saying now. They're going to start saying like, oh, well, we were a bit arrogant. We didn't really think that we'd get attacked and it happened. Oh, sorry about that. Because they're getting so much pushback. No, they wanted it to happen. They wanted it to happen. Absolutely. Elbit Systems brags about their weapons being pinpoint accurate, and the IOF uses it to target civilians and journalists. Correct. You don't see why some people would be offended by a comparison to Israel, the only nominal nation where Jewish people can immigrate to flee anti-Semitism from Nazi Germany's. I mean, like, that's not true, though, is it? Israel is not the only state where Jewish people can immigrate to flee anti-Semitism from Nazi Germany, because Nazi Germany doesn't exist anymore. What are you talking about? It doesn't happen, right? So it's not. There are Nazis, yes. There are anti-Semites in the world. This is true, but Nazi Germany doesn't exist anymore. So, what do you want? Even if not, okay, let's give you the benefit of the doubt, Ghazi, right? Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. New chatter, Ghazi, who I'm certain was banned in the Red Planet chat at some point. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt and say that Nazi Germany did exist still, right? And Gaza was still happening. Everything that was going on now is exactly the same. It still would be apt to compare it to the way that Nazi Germany talked about Jews, and, dehumanized them, murdered them, put them into ghettos, and then systematically exterminated them, right? It would still be apt to compare it to that. And if some people are offended by that, I'm sorry. But this is the truth. That's the end of it. This is why I love the time activists poured cement in that water main of a pro-Israel fundraiser, which prevented the fundraiser from happening. This is a better idea than tearing down hostage posters, not only because it has a direct impact, also allows us to change the subject to what Israel does to Gaza. The thing is that the hostages thing is really sad, right? Because there are people who genuinely want to see their family members back, and this is a sad reality that, like, we absolutely should be supporting these people, because it's not fair. Like, Israel, like, I constantly, consistently, and every single time I've spoken about this, spoken about how Israel lies to Jewish people. It lies to Jewish people, and every single time that Israel says, Hamas are using human shields, this is projection. They are using human shields. The hostages that were taken, right, from kibbutzes and settlements all around Gaza, they were literally just like people who were put there because they expressed sympathies for what was going on in Gaza and the West Bank, right? They find leftist activists and they say, okay, you love Palestine so much, you love these terrorists, go sit next to them, right? And see what happens. Those are the human shields that Israel use. Literally, right? Literally. What Israel want? They want more enemies. Like you said, they're a fascist state. Yeah, they're consistently bombing all the other countries around them. You don't think that after this genocide in Gaza, they're not going to, like, expand into Lebanon? They're not going to expand into Jordan? They're going to start all these fucking wars. They're going to start World War fucking 3. They're so bigoted they thought the Palestinians could never do something like that. No, Look, no. What you have to think, right? What you have to think is that, like, they know the possibilities of resistance, armed resistance, right? Liberation movements. They know the possibilities, which is why they want to ethnically cleanse the entire strip, because they cannot have that. Yeah, they cannot have that. And so, in terms of, like, well, there's no way that Palestinians could do that. Like, no, not at all. They know. They are, like, it's... What you have to think about Gaza is it's a fucking concentration camp. It's a prison. They monitor everything that gets in and out. If there's aid trucks getting in, they're checking everything. They're removing stuff that they think could be, like, whatever and stuff. So, how the fuck did the fucking weapons get in there? How did they end up with weapons? They saw it happen. They let it happen. It's more than just Nazi Germany. The Islamic nations that expel their Jewish populations and other nations where being Jewish minorities hard, I can understand why they would want a region where they can flee to a safe in a way that I don't think is comparable with the irrational ultra-nationalism of Nazi Germany. Listen, Kazi. We've just been talking about how Jewish people are not safe in Israel because Israel uses them as human shields. Right? And you're saying that the ultra-nationalism of Nazi Germany isn't comparable to the ultra-nationalism of Israel. right? So what Israel do is they dehumanize Arabs, right? They murder them. They arm their civilians, quote unquote civilians, yeah, purposefully to ethnically cleanse them, move them out of their homes, bulldoze their homes. Every kind of culture, bit of culture that is Palestinian is absorbed into Israeli culture, right? Israeli culture. And then they are talking about how actually, well, you know, the borders of Israel as we have it right now, they're not enough. We want Lebanon. We want actual Lebensraum for the fucking people of Israel. That's what they say. They don't say Lebensraum, obviously, but that's exactly what Hitler was talking about when he fucking invaded Poland and France and everything like this. Yeah? It's exactly the same. Fascism is not like a bit different when it's like another state somewhere else. It's the same tenets. It's the same fucking tenets. Israelis even look down on Holocaust victims as they see them as weak. Yes, this is a thing. Oh, it's not comparable to Nazi Germany. It is. In fact, I'll tell you something that I was discussing at the weekend as well, right? I heard I read this thing from like the 90s. It was by a Jewish guy from Brooklyn, and he knew a German guy who was Christian, and he moved to Brooklyn. He met a Jewish woman, he converted, and he ended up becoming an ultra like Orthodox. Johnny, thank you for the 45 months.
Hey, folks. Hope we are doing good. And remember, before the Israeli territories were a thing, Jews, Arabs, and Christians all got on in that area.
It's true. It's absolutely true. But this story about this guy that was like, you know, he became this ultra-Orthodox frommer, like a Hasidic Jew. So he converted from being a Christian from Germany into like proper Orthodox Hasidic Jew, and then as soon as that happened, he started talking. Like his friend noticed how he was talking about Arabs and brown people, and he was like, "That's a bit cringe. I don't know really what's going on there." And then he went and sat down and had dinner and coffee with him at one day, and said, "You know," he said, "I'm going to move to Israel. That land is our land, and it's important." And so this guy started researching what was going on in Israel, and obviously he was Jewish, and he went on Birthright, and he didn't really think too much of it. But then he started to see the news and like reporting like the Oslo peace accords and stuff like that, and the apartheid and everything that's happened. And he said like a really, really pertinent thing that is like really sad, but actually spot on as to what the Nazis did, right? So the Nazis, you know about the swastika, right? The swastika was not a hate symbol. No. Swastika is still used actually in a lot of East Asian countries nowadays because they don't have the same sort of like connection to history that we do in Europe, as a peace symbol. That's what it was. That's where it came from. Yeah? You could say the exact same thing about the Star of David. When Palestinians and Arabs see a state using that symbol and saying, this is for the Jewish people, right? We have to murder all of you. We have to kill you all. And it's our land, and you need to get out of here. And all the communication is about how like we're doing this for the Jews. This is the self-determination of the Jewish people. This, that, and the other. How are they gonna see the Star of David? How are those people materially? How are they gonna see it any different than a swastika? When Palestinians have been put in prison, millions of Palestinians imprisoned, experimented on, tortured. Do you know what they're doing? Do you know what they're fucking doing to Palestinians in prison now? Right? They're playing the Israeli national anthem at full volume over and over and over and over and over again. That shit's like against the Geneva Convention. And it's insane. Insane ultra-nationalist nonsense. Right? So don't come in here and be like, you can't just say it's like Nazi Germany. I'll say it's like any fucking dictatorship. Do you know what I mean? How about that? I'll say it's like the British Empire. I'll say it's like the fucking US imperialist empire. It's part of the US imperialist empire. It's all fascist. Do you know what I mean? Well, you can't say it's like the Nazis. It is. It's very fucking similar, actually. And I'm sorry if that's offensive, but I don't care. Literally don't care. Sorry. Anyway, let's crack on.
Hospital in northern Gaza reported it
That's right, Jojo,
forced
yeah.
to halt services, leaving dozens of patients who urgently need surgery untreated in a reception area. This comes after Israel bombed the Jordanian field hospital in Gaza, an attack Jordan's government condemned as a war crime. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, says it may soon be forced to suspend all humanitarian operations in Gaza due to lack of fuel. UNRWA's chief said Thursday...
That's all right, Husker. Hope you're doing well, dude.
...a deliberate attempt to strangle our operation. An Israeli drone strike on the occupied West Bank overnight killed 3 Palestinians and injured 14 others. The bombing came as part of a major raid on Jenin and surrounding communities by Israeli soldiers who used armored bulldozers to destroy streets and surrounded 4 medical sites, including the Ibn Sina hospital. Dozens of Palestinians...
I just told off and kind of humiliated the head of social media for Chabad on Twitter, so probably going to get my account banned. What is that, dude? I don't know what that is. I'm not on Twitter at all anymore at the minute.
...were arrested. Since October 7th, Israeli forces have killed more than 200 Palestinians in the West Bank. The head of...
200 Palestinians in the West Bank. It's about Hamas. Yeah? Hamas in the West Bank.
U.S. forces in the Middle East is in Israel today for talks with senior Israeli officials. Axios reports General Michael Eric Kurilla, the commander of U.S. Central Command, is meeting Israeli Defense Minister Yoav.
Like, this is the guy. It absolutely, like, it begs belief at the moment to hear anyone kind of say, like, it's not fascism, they're not fascist, they're not ultra-nationalist, when this guy spoke about Arabs. Yeah, and not just once, but consistently, and everybody in Knesset who is in Likud, yeah, the far-right party that is Benjamin Netanyahu's party, they talk about fucking Arabs all the time, like they're inhuman animals. That's what they say. That's the wording that they use. Exactly, Jojo, right? This is the thing. If Israelis and Jewish people, and even non-Jewish people who are, like, indoctrinated with Zionism, if these conversations are going to make them uncomfortable, that is sad. But it's nothing compared to what Palestinians are going through. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, it's really making me uncomfortable. Well, feel uncomfortable, innit? Because at least you've got drinking water. At least you've got food. At least you don't have to leave your fucking gaff because it's going to get bombed. Oh no, you're feeling a bit uncomfortable. Soz don't care, actually. I'm uncomfortable with you feeling uncomfortable about it, actually. You know, so what, does that give me a right to say that you can't say that? Absurd. Completely absurd. Wasn't the defense minister banned from serving for being too hateful? No, there was one guy, I can't remember his name, who said that we should use, whatchamacallit, oh, he wasn't banned, he was warned. Yeah, this guy was talking about using a nuke on Gaza. He was saying, we've got atomic weapons, we should use it on Gaza. And that he was basically said, like, shut up. The world is watching us right now. We can't just talk like this at the minute, innit? Yeah, that's what he said, Fragwitz. Yeah, nukes were an option. And that's what they're saying behind the scenes. They're like, oh, we could just nuke Gaza. And it's like, you know? It's about Israeli war crimes. That's what we should be saying, yeah. Deprogramming is uncomfortable. Yes, absolutely. It is uncomfortable. You know. And this is, and again, like, all of this, it's not those people's fault. Like, if people are, like, feeling uncomfortable and this and the other, like, are like, oh my God, you know, this is really bad and they're indoctrinated and stuff like that, that's still Israel's fault. Like, the abstract concept of the state that exists in it. Do you know what I mean? Hey Pib, how's it going? Hey One Who Reads, good to see you. Government official admitted that Israel has nukes. Yeah. Well, they do this all the time. Israeli government officials do literal Nazi apology and Holocaust revisionism. Yeah, for sure. People have to separate your families to try and avoid their families being wiped out by the bombing. Right. 200. What is it? 200 bloodlines have been wiped out in Gaza, right? 200. That's 200 entire families. No more of their family name is going to be in existence. Completely insane. Complete family trees, yeah. Yeah. Why would nuking be an option? Gaza is right next to Israel. I don't get it. Because they're crazy. They're insane. This is the thing. This is what you have to remember. This is what you have to remember when people talk about like, oh no, you know, well, they're really like considering these like very, very high level ideas. And they're like, yeah, we got to be able to pinpoint like exactly where Hamas is. And oh, it's definitely, we've got intelligence. It's definitely a fucking hospital. Definitely a Hamas base. It's not a hospital. Then like, they're like, oh, we'll just nuke it. No, that's insane because they're fucking psychos. That's what it is. You know? I wonder if he's asked to shut up because Israel tries to deny they have nukes. Yeah. There's that, and there's also like the fact that they're like, you know, just saying out loud what they want to do. You know? Yes, absolutely. Palestinian Christians whose lineage dates back to biblical times. I don't know if this guy knows what nukes could do, but it'd be a hot minute before they could settle on any place they drop those things on. This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. Like, they're not thinking. Like, nationalism and fascism, they have it. There's no logic to it. Right? There's no logic. They don't have, like, actual joined up thinking because they are concerned with one thing, and that is the obliteration of a certain type of people. You know? That's what they want.
Of Gallant and top General Herzi Halevi to discuss Israel's assault on Gaza and fighting along Israel's border with Lebanon. On Thursday, Israel's military shelled villages in southern Lebanon and launched drone strikes after Hezbollah fighters fired anti-tank missiles across the border. It was some of the heaviest cross-border violence since fighting erupted in October. Israeli airstrikes hit several targets around Damascus early on Friday. This follows a series of Israeli strikes across Syria, including attacks that took Damascus and Aleppo.
Look, they're fucking shooting at Syria. They're shooting at fucking everywhere around them, right? It's like they're playing fucking Command and Conquer. That's what they're doing in the Middle East. They're playing Command and fucking Conquer, and they're trying to conquer. You know? Nuclear angle is tied so badly into this more than anyone can realize. All nations surrounding them are basically stalemated because they'd risk their own population if they took action. That's why decolonization has to happen from inside the imperial core. Exactly. Israel right now is they are behaving on they are the front line of the imperial core. You know what I mean? And the only thing that can stop them, and it's looking like it might not even be the case soon anyway, because the US is rapidly losing control of them because I believe there is some talk of like this was from Friday. Today's current Democracy Now! Is not out yet. I think it will be out in like a couple of hours. Maybe we could watch it when it comes out, but I believe over the weekend there was an Israeli there was a conversation with Israeli Defense Minister Gallant, and they said we need to have like a humanitarian pause for like a few days or something before anything else can keep happening, or like, you know, maybe we should have a cease. Like this, I don't even know if there's like ceasefire word has been mentioned, but like maybe they've said like, oh, ceasefire for a bit, maybe, and they're just not going to listen. They don't listen. Like they've lost fucking control of this like completely rabid, you know, state that is just out of control. It's out of control. Didn't Israel bomb Syria's two major airports as early as October 7th or 8th? Yeah, they're just flexing their muscles. They're behaving as if they'll get away with it as long as they get backing from the West. Well, the problem is they've had too much backing from the West. Hey, Pat Potato, how's it going? Yeah, that's right, Layla. Yeah. Gotta let some aid in for a bit.
Airports out of service last month, killing 2 civilian workers. In California, hundreds of protesters shut down all westbound lanes of the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge for several hours Thursday morning. demanding President Biden call for an immediate ceasefire and an end to U.S. military.
Yeah, this shit is huge. Like, you know, stuff like this where, like, people are using their cars as protest gear. It's like, no, we're gonna fucking park a bunch of cars up. We're gonna throw the keys off the fucking side into the water. Boom. Based as fuck. Let's go.
Aid to Israel. Police arrested 81 people. The protest came as President Biden met with world leaders in San Francisco at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, or APEC. In Boston, Massachusetts, Jewish peace activists led a sit-in protest Thursday that shut down traffic on the Boston University Bridge. In a social media post, the group If Not Now Boston apologized to anyone stuck in traffic, but added, quote, "We have tried everything else. We have called, we have marched, we have sung, we have prayed, we have written letters and visited offices, yet politicians like President Biden and Senator Elizabeth Warren continue to stonewall, and Israel continues to slaughter innocent Gazans by the thousands," unquote. We'll have more on the protests against Israel's assault on Gaza after headlines when we speak with If Not Now spokesperson Eva Bugward.
Oh, cool.
Democratic Congressmember
That would be a good thing
Becca
to watch, chat.
Balint of Vermont called Thursday for a lasting bilateral ceasefire in Gaza. Balint is the first Jewish-American Congress member to call for a ceasefire.
Let's
go.
go.
In a commentary published Thursday, she wrote, quote, "Like me, there are thousands of American Jews that share a deep emotional connection to Israel because of what it meant for the survival of the Jewish people in the face of extermination. This same history also drives so many of us to fight for the protection of Palestinian lives," she wrote. Meanwhile, more than 300 delegates to the 2016
I saw that, Layla. Yeah, that was cool as shit.
2020 Democratic National Convention, who backed Bernie Sanders for president, called on the Vermont senator to introduce a resolution for a ceasefire in Gaza. Sanders has so far rejected a ceasefire and has called only for short pauses in the fighting. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Times has become the first major U.S. newspaper to call for a ceasefire. On Thursday, the paper's editorial board wrote, quote, "It's become impossible to distinguish between Israel's decidedly non-surgical operation against Hamas militants in Gaza and the indiscriminate killing of Palestinian civilians."
Come on, man. Like, it has become impossible. Like... This is like, I've always thought about Palestine in the broader picture, like before this, and for years and years and years, it was a deeply like politicizing moment for me. When I found out about the truth of it and all that stuff. But like, you know, it's always been like mind blowing to me that just not talking about this. But then of course that radicalized me, made me realize, oh, it's because the news media in the Imperial Core is dedicated to keeping people asleep and shut up and don't fucking talk about it and you know. Oh, the LA Times does copyright strikes, right? There you go. That's why they blurred it. And it's like, it's just taken this long for any kind of major mainstream newspaper to be like, actually, this seems a bit weird. They're saying that they're surgically targeting Hamas, but they're not really making any progress. They're not making any progress at all. See if I can find some stuff real quick just to sort of have a look at what is going on the ground.
Humanitarian pauses in the bombardment and ground operations are too brief to realistically permit innocents to flee, or when there's no place for non-combatants to go that is not also in the line of fire. Such pauses are so deficient as to be meaningless, the Los Angeles Times editorial.
Hey, Sorka, what's going on?
In Russia, artist Sasha Skochelenko was found guilty Thursday of spreading so-called false information about the Russian military and sentenced to 7 years in prison for replacing supermarket price tags with anti-war messages.
Let's fucking go. Based. So based. What was this person's name again? Sasha
Skochelenko was found guilty Thursday of spreading so-called false information about the Russian military and sentenced to 7 years in prison for replacing supermarket price tags with anti-war messages. The labels featured messages like the Russian army bombed an art school in Mariupol.
This is great. This is fucking great. This is so fucking good. Yeah, she's smiling through the whole thing. This is the thing, because she, you know, it's that thing from Skyrim. My ancestors are smiling on me, Imperials. Can you say the same? Right? It's the same thing. It's just great. It's just fucking great. So, there you go.
Around 400 people were hiding inside, it said. Skochelenko was convicted under new wartime legislation that criminalizes any anti-war messaging or activism. In her closing statement after her year-and-a-half trial, Skochelenko said, quote, "How little faith does our prosecutor have in our state and society if he thinks that our statehood and public security can be ruined by 5 small pieces of paper."
Let's go, Sasha.
This is opposition politician Boris Vishnevsky.
This verdict is unfair. There is no guilt because Skochelenko is not guilty of anything. I will not even speak about humanity here or about equality before the law, because sometimes people receive fewer years in jail for murder than for 5 price tags in a shop.
Yep, that's right.
It's not justice, it's an execution.
Mm-hmm.
In other news from Russia, a former police officer sentenced to 20 years in prison for the 2006 contract killing of Russian journalist Anna Politkovskaya has been pardoned after a military tour in Ukraine.
Oh!
Politkovskaya was best known for reporting Russian abuses in Chechnya, often writing for the now-banned Novaya Gazeta. Another journalist has been killed in Mexico. Ismael Villagomez was fatally shot in Ciudad Juarez Thursday while working his second job as a driver. He was a photographer for the newspaper El Heraldo de Juarez, who had worked in media for nearly 20 years.
Wow.
At least 3 people were arrested in connection with his death. His colleagues are demanding justice.
Ismael was a good and honest person. He was a good coworker whose life was taken away in this way. We don't want his case to remain unsolved, as has happened with the deaths of other journalists. If the cause was something other than his work in journalism, we want this to be clarified by authorities. And if this is related to his journalistic activity, we want authorities to investigate this even further. The Mexican editorial organization, Ismael's family, and the journalistic community demand clarification of the facts.
At least 4 other journalists have been killed this year in Mexico, one of the most dangerous countries for media workers in the world outside a war zone.
Yep.
Violence has skyrocketed in Mexico following the enforcement of the U.S.-backed war on drugs. Over 100 immigrants held at the Northwest Detention Center in Tacoma, Washington, have started a hunger strike.
Anyone noticing a big jump in the number of journalists being killed in the recent years? I think that maybe the number has not increased. If we exclude what's going on in Gaza, right? Although you could argue that the killing of journalists has definitely accelerated in Gaza, definitely for sure. And in terms of, has it increased? Has it increased, or is it just that we are hearing about it more and more? That is how Gaza is pronounced, yeah. I think it's that we're hearing about it more. The number is being more reported now. I think it's all of our perception, Layla, because I agree. It's like, oh my God, like we're hearing about this shit all the time now. But then it's like, actually, this is because me personally, I know it's true for me personally, and that's not necessarily the same for like the actual situation of the world or anybody in the chat. But definitely for me personally, it's like, you know, I've been more interested in geopolitics. I've been more interested in like absorbing it and understanding it and stuff like that. And, you know, when you think about things outside of the imperial periphery, outside of the imperial core, then yeah, you know, there's more of that stuff going on, just because of imperialism, you know?
Indefinite detention and other inhumane and dangerous conditions. They're denouncing Immigration and Customs Enforcement for failing to properly handle and resolve immigration cases. The group La Resistencia says at least 25 of the hunger strikers have been placed in isolation. Northwest is run by the for-profit prison corporation Geo Group. In Kentucky, a judge declared a mistrial in the federal civil rights trial of the ex-Louisville police officer who fired his gun during the deadly 2020 raid on Breonna Taylor's home. The jury deadlocked over whether to convict Brett Hankinson, who was charged with using excessive force and violating the rights of 26-year-old Breonna Taylor, her partner, and Taylor's next-door neighbors, where some of the officer's stray bullets ended up. Hankinson faced a maximum sentence of life in prison. He was acquitted last year on 3 state counts of endangering Taylor's neighbors. Federal prosecutors will now have to decide whether to hold a retrial.
Retrial.
California's found a
no prison, but only for vile fascist police.
Right-wing conspiracy theorists guilty of attempted kidnapping and assault.
Whoa, who's this?
Will now have to decide whether to hold a retrial. A federal jury in California has found a right-wing conspiracy theorist guilty of attempted kidnapping and assault charges after he invaded the San Francisco home of then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi last year and attacked her husband Paul Pelosi with a hammer. Ahead of the attack, 43-year-old David DePape shared QAnon conspiracy theories and false claims about the 2020 election and the January 6th Capitol insurrection. He faces up to 50 years in prison at a future sentencing hearing.
So, you know, what we were talking a bit about this, me and Tim, when we were watching Zeitgeist, because, like, conspiracy theorists, you know, the conspiracy theories in general, they appeal to people who are, like, politically uneducated, and then when they are radicalized by this, like, quote-unquote new information, it feels like, oh my god, what can we do against this because the state is so powerful, okay, I have to be like a lone wolf terrorist and go and cause as much damage to the state as possible, but like the state to them, like the actual like power in the state is like one guy. You know, it's like I want to speak to the manager, but times a million. Like I want to speak to the manager of COVID, right? That's what this guy was doing. He's like, I want to speak to the manager of COVID. It's Nancy Pelosi. So I'm going to go to her house and kill her husband with a hammer, you know? It's just so bizarre. So bizarre. And then they get like, you know, it's like, it's hard to realize if there are like state, I don't know. I mean, Republicans obviously love this shit because it's like, oh yeah, kill a Democrat, who cares, right? That's like the kind of shit that they want. It's just so mad to me that like Democrats will be there like, oh, you know, kissing the ass of Republicans when they happily see them be killed. Happily. Just so they could get like a bit more power, kind of. Anyway, digressing a little bit, but just makes me think like, I mean, obviously there are, you got the Koch brothers, they fund like YouTubers, right-wing conspiracy nut YouTubers. They're not like heavy conspiracy, but they definitely like dabble in conspiracy theory, and then that results in people getting more radicalized with like reactionary conspiracy theories. And I mean, you know, the initial ones are definitely reactionary anyway. And then on top of that, things like this happen, so they must know, you know, Republican funders and lobbying groups, they must know that this is the result of this stuff. But then again, it doesn't really put a dent in the state power, right? It doesn't really put a dent. So it's like, you know, how much that they have a lot of faith in these like lone actors who are like going out. It drives fear into like the heart of resistance, I guess, right? Because it's like, oh, I don't want to go and like protest for Black Lives Matter or something because there might be like a wacko with a gun who comes and shoots us, like Kyle Shittenhouse or that one fucking loser who shot that indigenous person at the there was a statue that was getting taken down, maybe Robert E. Lee or something. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, waxing lyrical a bit there, but yeah.
Embattled New York Congress member and serial liar George Santos said Thursday he won't seek re-election after the House Ethics Committee found substantial evidence the freshman Republican committed numerous felony crimes. In their report, House ethics investigators found Santos, quote, sought to fraudulently exploit every aspect of his House candidacy for his own personal financial profit. He blatantly stole from his campaign. He deceived donors into providing what they thought were contributions to his campaign, but were in fact payments for his personal benefit.
Incredible.
Unquote. United Auto Workers members have approved new contracts with the big three automakers. Among other things, union members will see their pay increase by 25% over the course of the deal. Two-thirds of Ford workers voted in favor of the deal, while only about 55% of workers at General Motors agreed to ratify their contract. Stellantis...
Oh, how many at General Motors?
55% of workers at General Motors agreed to ratify their contract. Stellantis appears...
That's no good. That's no good.
...deal at similar margins to Ford. Some more senior employees have objected to the deal, saying pay increases should be higher. Others have expressed disappointment pension benefits weren't expanded to employees hired after 2007. In related news, Stellantis has offered buyouts to half of its non-unionized U.S. staff as part of a cost-cutting move. And
it's offered buyouts to the non-unionized staff. What does that mean? A buyout? I need to find that out. Stellantis offers buyouts company agreed to offer $50,000 buyouts for veteran production and skilled trade members. So just $50,000 if they're contract workers, I guess, offering to end their contracts early. Otherwise, maybe optional severance. That's insane. That's insane. And they're doing that to make non-unionized workers mad at the unionized workers, right? Because it's like, oh, well, you know, they're forcing us into this. Absolutely insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Fuck bosses.
Thousands of Starbucks workers held a one-day strike Thursday on Red Cup Day, one of Starbucks' busiest days of the year. Workers say frequent promotional events and giveaways like yesterday's creates extra stress and unmanageable workloads. Organizers say Thursday's walkout was the largest in the coffee chain's history.
Let's fucking go.
Historic union drive has swept over Starbucks stores nationwide in the past 2 years. Over 360 locations are now unionized. This is Edwin Palmasolis.
This is growing. This is growing and growing and growing. This is fucking great.
Starbucks worker in New York.
Could live for years on 50K? Yeah, you and me both. Holy fucking shit. 50K. If I got 50 grand, even dollars, yeah, even dollars. If I got 50 grand today, I wouldn't have to work for like 4 years. 4 years. You know what I mean? 4 fucking years. God, imagine. Please let 2024 be the year of the general strike. General strike is being whispered more and more and more. More and more and more. At the moment. And it's very exciting. You know, people were talking about a general strike for Palestine. Now, that would go hard. And there's something to remember about revolutions. There's something to remember about, like, various different revolutions all over the world. Like, we spoke about it when we spoke to Anansi on the Ethiopian revolution. It was not just one single issue. Right? There was a concentrated, mobilized force in the students that were doing stuff, right? And that was obviously like a big thing, a big part of it. But when it comes to revolutions, there's never just one single issue. It all comes down to materialism, for sure, right? It comes down to people's material conditions, and various issues affect people's material conditions in different ways. But it's a combination of different stuff in it. And if we're seeing in the US a bunch of people who are like pissed off with the quote unquote democracy of the US, and a bunch of people who are pissed off They're seeing how they work super, super hard and they're not getting anywhere, and they're not, and like they pay their taxes and they do all this stuff, and it's like, you know, they're liberals and they're going like, why isn't the protest doing anything? What's happening? They're becoming radicalized. And then we're seeing like unions like getting big and big wins, and more companies that didn't have unions are now consequently unionizing, seeing huge growth, right? Massive growth. Even the tenants union in the UK, right? We doubled our membership. Right? We doubled our membership from last year. So the growth of the union has been like fucking huge. Like, you know, it was unprecedented. Like 100, I think the actual figure was like 107% growth of membership. So, you know, the amount of signs I see at Palestine protests calling for a socialist intifada really helps me feel like activism is moving a cohesively anti-establishment direction instead of an endless cycle of singular issue protests. Yes, it is. It is. I'm hearing conversations at marches from liberal people or even moderate left people where they're going, nothing's getting done. Nothing's getting done. We need a revolution. Literally saying those words. Things are happening. Talking of general strikes, Tesla are experiencing one in Sweden because they won't meet with the unions. No, I don't think that's a general strike, Ori, because a general strike is like everybody in the country sitting down and saying, no, we're not going to work. Yeah, are you saying that like everyone in Sweden is striking because Tesla won't meet with unions? That can't be right. That can't be right. Every union won't work with Tesla. That's not a general strike. Not a general strike. It reminded you of it. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Talking of general strikes. That's my bad. I read your message wrong. That's my bad. Sorry.
Want to make sure that we have a better pay, staffing, scheduling, and we have the right amount of hours to work because they've been improperly staffing us, and sometimes it just makes it harder for us to work. You know, sometimes we feel like we work for two people instead of one, and we're just tired. We're just really tired of overworking ourselves.
And those are some of the headlines.
That's fucking right, Sorka. Yeah, that's fucking right.
This is Democracy
No,
Now!
it's all good, Ori. Don't worry about it.
.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Democracy Now! Is funded by viewers.
All right, everyone say thank you, Amy. Big Amy with the big news there. Well, hey. We got some more content. Check out.
Old chum.
Thank you for the follow. So I imagine this next bit is probably going to have some like Islamophobia in it. It's going to have some anti-Semitism in it because we're talking about the Christian nationalists in the UK, in the US, sorry, who are basically like backing Israel in what they're doing in that. So it's an unfortunate reality of going on. Is that right? Have I spelled that wrong? No, I've spelled it correct. That's all good. Hey Zeme, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I think I might have missed you coming in. How are you doing? Welcome. So yeah, we're going to talk about the March for Israel. We're going to have a little look here.
This news is...
So, this is a 12-minute segment from Democracy Now! Again. And the title of this is March for Israel speaker Hagi once said, God sent Hitler to help Jews reach the promised land. So this guy's vile. He's a disgusting piece of shit. We're gonna hear a lot of weird shit about or from this guy. I mean, this is the reality of the funding of the Zionist project. This is the reality of the funding of the Zionist project, and it's completely coated in deep-seated anti-Semitism from, the 1800s and earlier. Get Jews out of the diaspora, put them in this one country, and let them do whatever they want. Give them all the money. They got to go there. It's I saw this TikTok by Rin, and they were saying Christian Zionists who support Israel to bring the rapture think Jesus is a Palestinian man. Jesus, a Palestinian man, would be happy with them supporting a genocide of his people. Right. Mental. Fundamentalist. Well, it serves us to use like the proper terminology. Again, this man is a fascist. He's a fascist. Right? I don't doubt for a single second that this guy has got like extreme reactionary opinions, Jewish people, about Arabic people, Arabic speaking people, just like anyone who's racialized. So that's the kind of stuff that. Yeah, just prepare your.
Funded by viewers like you. Please support our work.
Ghazi, what are you talking about? Palestinians weren't really a thing. What are you fucking talking about? Jesus was a Jewish person from the land of Israel. Look, there is like, hang on, I might be. Wrong in this. But in the Bible, they refer to a people called Philistines, right? They refer to people called Philistines. That's just Palestinians. So to say Palestinians weren't really a thing, it's completely incorrect, right? Ghazi is spouting Israeli propaganda, but does Ghazi know that? Is Ghazi doing that on purpose? I know that the account was created on November 5th, and I've told them before to stop asking bizarre questions to Husker in the Red Planet chat. How did I ever connect Philistine to Palestine? How did I never connect Philistine to Palestine? Because the culture and history of Palestine is purposefully obfuscated. That's why. Excise that from my vocabulary. Yeah, I've never liked using the word Philistine. It's always sounded like bizarrely derogatory in like a more offensive way that I've ever thought. That I just didn't quite like understand until like it was about 6 or 7 years ago that I realized that like Philistines is like Palestinians. Anyway, let's take a look at this.
At democracynow.org/give. And to talk more about the Christian Zionist pastor John Hagee, who once said God had, quote, sent Hitler to help Jews reach the promised land.
Mental.
This is part of what he said at Tuesday's march in Washington.
Israel is the shining city on the hill. Israel says, God says of Israel, Israel is my firstborn son. Jerusalem is the city of God. Jerusalem is the shoreline of eternity. Jerusalem is the eternal capital of Israel today and forever.
Other high-profile speakers at Tuesday's protest included Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the new House Speaker Mike Johnson, who has ties to the Christian Zionist movement.
As Prime Minister Netanyahu says so well, this is a fight between good and evil, between light and darkness, between civilization and barbarism.
For more, we're, in addition to Rabbi Alyssa Wise, joined by Sarah Posner, who's long covered Christian Zionists and is the author of Unholy: How White Christian Nationalists Powered the Trump Presidency and the Devastating Legacy They Left Behind. She's an MSNBC columnist. Her recent piece, titled The Dispiriting Truth About Why Many Evangelical Christians Support Israel. If you can talk about that, Sarah, and also specifically talk about John Hagee addressing these tens of thousands of people, and then the House Speaker.
So Hagee has long walked this line between seeming like he or pretending to a Jewish audience like he's really only interested in policy.
I thought women weren't ordained as rabbis, like the Catholic Church doesn't ordain women as priests. What you have to remember, Ghazi, is that a religion and people who follow a certain religion are not a monolith. They may not adhere to certain ideas proposed by that religion. Right? So if you know, Orthodox Jews believe that, like, you know, or certain Orthodox women can be rabbis, that's them. And then there's other, more like progressive, modern people who are Jewish, and they're going to have female rabbis, gay rabbis, whatever, right? You know? And it's not true for the Catholic Church either. There are definitely, like, women priests in the Catholic Church nowadays, queer priests in the Catholic Church. You know, just depends. Just depends.
And what's happening in the present. He walks this line, but then when he goes into a church to preach about his theology, what he says is really quite different. He didn't say on Tuesday that he expects, according to biblical prophecy, that one day Jesus will return and fight a very bloody battle, which, as the rabbi said, will result in Jews either converting or dying, and Muslims too, by the way. He didn't say that. He didn't say that he believes that at the end of that, Jesus will rule the world from his throne on the Temple Mount. He didn't say that everything is playing out according to biblical prophecy. And so he has basically hoodwinked many Jews into believing that he actually supports Israel. But what he really supports is his claim that Israel is just a pawn, really, in this Bible prophecy, which at the end of which Jesus will rule the world as basically a theocrat.
So you've probably heard me speak to people who may have come in the stream and said things like Trump 2024 and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, thinking that they're, like, triggering me about how, like, fascists need rubes. They need pawns, like exactly like Posner says. They need people who are, like, gullible idiots who are mobilized and radicalized in reactionary ways, so that they can use them for their own gains. Most of the time, this is motivated by materialism. Like, they want money, they want to get some kind of, like, huge amount of capital from lying to people and getting them to do this kind of stuff. And of course, there are lots of weapons manufacturers who are very heavily invested in the genocide in Gaza. There are, like, a bunch of oil companies, natural gas contractors who are also invested in this as well. And they need people. They need to brainwash people. They need to tell people, like, look, here's the thing. You got to go over there. You got to murder Palestinians. You got to do all this stuff. And, you know, it's the right thing to do. It's part of the Bible. It's part of the Torah. It's part of all this stuff. But, you know, you need to do these things. And it's just a lie so they can get money. Right? Trump, you could look at that shit as well. You could look at that shit as well in terms of, like, how Trump was like, oh, yeah, we need to, like, drain the swamp. We need to, like, do all this stuff. We need to make the life of the working American much better. But he did the opposite of that. The life of the working American got much worse under Trump. There was no material gain for the working class in America under his presidency. And let's face it, under Joe Biden's presidency either, there's no benefits. The only benefit comes from the unionization that happens, right? As capitalism's stranglehold on the working class gets tighter and tighter. This is how it works, right?
Well, Sarah Posner, you've noted that, quote, at the heart of Christian Zionism is not a love for Israel, but rather Christian nationalism. But what does Israel and its staunchest defenders get from this alliance?
Well, what Israelis and American Jews who embrace Hagee's support get is a huge movement, much larger than the number of Jewish Americans, that has the ear of the Republican Party, that is enmeshed in the Republican Party. And so it's much more than CUFI has juice. CUFI is Hagee's organization, Christians United for Israel, has juice on Capitol Hill or in the White House when a Republican is in the White House. It is more than that. It is so common among evangelicals, even if they're not members of CUFI, to share these ideas about Israel and Bible prophecy and the return of Jesus. And so what they do is they bring this huge constituency to Republicans, many of whom, like Speaker Johnson, believe all of this themselves. And so they have morphed together this idea of supporting Israel with being a good American Christian. They believe that God has commanded America as a country, not just them as Americans, to quote unquote support Israel. But in their minds, supporting Israel involves in supporting the occupation, supporting the Israeli military, no matter what it does. It doesn't mean supporting Israel from the standpoint that someday perhaps Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace. That's not part of the equation.
I wanted to...
Like, I hate the positing of the...
And Palestinians can live...
Wait. Is it there? So, like, you can see on the podium here, it says, March for Israel, March to free hostages, March against anti-Semitism. Okay, and you could criticize the left-wing pro-liberation of Palestinians supported group for like not doing enough to help material conditions in Gaza or the West Bank, but actually there are movements being made where Elbit factories are getting shut down, finances of things are getting shut down, and rrrr. Now, lots of people who are doing that don't have the support of any state, right? They don't have the support of any state in the imperial core. They're actively like seen as enemies of the state. They're getting arrested. They're getting put away and stuff like that. Now, people who are like out here marching for Israel, marching to free hostages at this rally here, and they say that they're marching against anti-Semitism. Again, these are all things that they're saying. Now, they actually have the means, don't they? They have the means to do these things. Like, so they're definitely marching for Israel, and the people who have connections with the march that were organizing it and stuff like that, they have the means to support Israel. They're already doing it. They're lobbying to send money to Israel so that they have weapons, etc. The highest grade weapons, all the nukes, etc. Now, marching to free the hostages, they have the means to do that as well, right? They definitely have the ear of Netanyahu and people in the Knesset, in Likud, right, who are like supporting the genocide in Gaza. And if they wanted to free the hostages, they would actually stop. They would actually ask for a ceasefire, wouldn't they? They would do that. They would like, right, let's have a ceasefire. Let's negotiate with the kidnappers. Let's negotiate with Hamas. But they won't do that. They're going to bomb indiscriminately all of Gaza and not make any attempt to actually free the hostages. And in fact, when Hamas have reached out to try and negotiate with the Israeli government, the Israeli military to release hostages, they've refused. So again, it's like such a false consciousness. It's doublethink, hypocrisy, etc. And if they truly wanted to march against anti-Semitism, they wouldn't be marching with like nationalists like this guy, right? Because again, this guy has said things like Hitler came to help the Jews go to Israel and fulfill the prophecy. It is just so vile. It's so vile. Makes me want to tear my beard out. Hey, Fo Machina, how you doing? Welcome in. Christian America is a global death cult that doesn't even have much to do with Christianity anymore. Yeah, for real. For real.
Israel from the standpoint that someday perhaps Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace. That's not part of the equation.
I wanted to play another clip. In 2008, John McCain rejected Pastor John Hagee's endorsements after the pastor said God sent Hitler to help Jews get to Israel. This is a clip of Hagee's sermon.
Insane.
Then God sent a hunter. A hunter is someone who comes with a gun, and he forces you. Hitler was a hunter.
Sarah Posner.
So this is part of Hagee's overriding theology, that all of history can be sandwiched into his view of what the Bible prophecy is about the return of Jesus. So basically what he's saying is what he's saying there, and what he's essentially saying in other much more recent statements than that, is that God has punished or disciplined the Jews throughout history as part of his plan to get them to return to Israel, which is a precondition of Jesus's return. So he's not trying to make it happen on a faster timetable. He will say that it's all going to happen on God's timing. But what he's saying is any world event that's occurring now or has occurred in the past is part of what has been prophesied in the Bible, and God is directing traffic here. And one of
standard
God's
Christian
intentions
shit
is to get Jews
Christian
to return to Israel, because that is a precondition of Jesus's return. He says that he claims this is all laid out in the Bible, and this is just Bible prophecy.
And again, like, it's so incredibly frustrating because there were Jews in not Israel, there were Jews in Palestine. There were Jews in fucking Palestine before the Zionists were there. They were in Jerusalem. They were there. Like, it's so fucking incredibly mind-rendingly frustrating. Absolutely, completely insane. You know? And then you look at, like, the way that Israel treats Orthodox Jews in Jerusalem now. It's disgusting. You know, because these people that follow the Torah, they follow the Talmud, they see what's going on in Gaza, they see what's going on in the West Bank, and they go, this is bullshit. We're going to wave Palestinian flags in support for their liberation. And they get fucking oppressed. You know? It's just completely fucked. Today's Christianity is no different than Teutonic Knights 100 years ago. It's an ideology of control and acceptance of one's power to achieve it. Yeah, but Christianity is not an ideology of control. Right? It's not an ideology of control. It's a religion of peace. It's used as an ideology of control, right? In a similar way to the way that Israel is trying to use Judaism as an ideology of control, right? These things are used in ways to control people. They are not like fundamentally, you know, they're not fundamentally like set out to hate people. Depends on how you define Christianity. If we're talking about Christian nationalism, absolutely. If we're talking about the Crusades, absolutely. Right. You know that New Troy Carter, which is the Haredi group that flags Palestinian flags, has attended Holocaust denial conferences in Iran. They're very extremist, more so than either ultra-Orthodox sects. Oh, wow, dude. Look, I'm fucking getting tired of you, dude. I'm getting fucking tired of you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're out here like, did you know the people that you're talking about, they hate Jews as well? They're self-hating Jews. You're just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just getting super obvious that you're like, here's the thing. If you're not being paid by the Hasbara, this is embarrassing, bro. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, if you're doing this for free, it's embarrassing. Because you could get paid, is what I'm saying. Like, you could just apply to the Hasbara. You could go live in Israel, innit? Like, go there, get paid, and do it properly, and you know, it wouldn't be such a drain on you, innit?
Playing out.
I'd like to bring Rabbi Lissa Wise back into the conversation. Your response to this whole issue of the extreme Christian right in the United States lining up in support of Israel for its own religious purposes.
If you're getting paid, you should be better, right? This is it. Oh, God.
Yeah, as Sarah mentioned, CUFI boasts more members, 10 million, they claim, which surpasses the total number of Jews in the United States. So
No, of course. Yeah, again, like, it's one of those where it's like, you... Like, if I'm called... Right, so I'm a communist, right? I'm a communist, I'm an anarchist, yeah? But when I talk about being a communist with people who don't know that like, what my actual positions are or like how I feel and stuff like that, what they do is they say, oh, so you love Stalin. Like, you make excuses for the Holodomor, you make excuses for like the pogroms against Jews and stuff like this, right? That's what they say. Yeah. And no, I'm a communist because I believe in the teachings of Marx. I believe in the liberation of the working class. I believe in solidarity. I believe in, unionization, dual power, all this stuff, right? I believe in that stuff. I believe in like, the end of private property. These are all good, great things in the exact same way that like Christianity, as it is like, as it was, teachings of Christ, and they are good teachings, right? They're good teachings. The way that people have used these ideas for their own personal gains is obviously bad. We have to excise this like polarizing idea. We're not supposed to be like putting things in little boxes like Christianity is bad, communism is bad. Like things are nuanced. They have more areas of exploration to think about and look at and talk about and discuss. In and out of the confu because of work calls, but if Ghazi is trying to discredit anti-Zionist Judaism by shitcoating the Haredis, I'll thank him on behalf of all the secular anti-Zionist Jews like myself to kindly shut the fuck up. Jews don't have to turn scripture to find their conscience. We can look at material analysis. Thank you, Husker. Yeah, that's right. Like, again, you're out here in a chat and you're not telling us anything that we don't know. Like, and you're also saying like the Neturei Karta is the Haredi group that flags Palestinian flags. Like, no, like every single Orthodox Jew in Jerusalem is not part of the Neturei Karta. You didn't even spell it right, dude. You didn't even fucking spell it right. And you're here like trying to say that you're like, oh, you don't know this. You don't know that. You've not done your research. No, you've not done your fucking research. You're not even fucking spelling it right. You're still not spelling it right.
Old chum.
The reason I brought them up is because you brought them up. I didn't! Right, you're gone. You're fucking gone, bro. Fuck you. You're fucking frustrating as fuck. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You brought them up. No, you did! Stupid fucking bellend. Christ alive. There's a certain amount of like, good faith that I can give people when they come into the chat and talk about stuff. But as soon as you start saying I said things that I didn't, you're gone. You're fucking gone because you're gaslighting me. You brought them up. Fucking bring your fucking dad up, you cunt. Hiya, Big Cub. How's it going? Welcome in. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Yeah? Now that cunt's gone, breathe. You can be free. Bullshit.
One thing that's really critical is that white Christians need to be mobilizing just as American Jews are. American Jews are getting arrested by hundreds, as you mentioned. Christians who oppose this vision that Christianity, that Hagee and is proliferating, need to likewise.
Oh, don't worry, Layla. Like, he'll be back. He'll be back. He'll be back with another. That guy's account was made. Listen, this is the thing about that guy. I wanted to see where he was going because his account was created on the 5th of November, right? And we had a show on Red Planet where we were talking to an anti-Zionist Jewish person, and they were in the chat and they were like trying to debate Husker about anti-Zionist Jewish stuff. And they were constantly talking about like the same stuff they were talking about like today. Yeah. And it is just interesting to me just how far someone will go to try and like get that like message out there and gaslight people and not actually engage in conversation and stuff. Because ultimately, like, in terms of harm, are they doing harm to the community? Well, they're definitely going to be annoying people. I know that. But we're all here because we're annoyed anyway, innit? And we're looking at annoying stuff. So at least we're doing it together. And this guy is like, you know, not doing too much harm, right? But he was getting into the point. He was getting into the position where there was going to be harm done by the things he was saying. But that's when we get rid of it. Ah, you love capitalism, so you love Pinochet, right? Exactly, yeah. How about that Franco? Right? Turn that shit around. Turn that shit around on them. Derails the convo and wastes emotional energy. Yes, exactly. It was getting derailed, yeah. Getting derailed. I mean, that was just the point there, right? Because everybody knows, I know I didn't say the word Netroy Carter. But my man came in and started saying that I did. Right? And then spelt their name wrong. So it's like, you're saying that I've said a thing that I haven't, right? About a group of people that isn't representative of them. And you know, you're gaslighting, you're derailing. It's done. It's over. No. Also, hi, Googie Ham. How's it going? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in.
Stepping out. The influence of Christian Zionism on U.S. foreign policy is way understated. It gets the Jewish pro-Israel lobby.
Yeah, it's daft, Jojo.
Is
fucking
dwarfed
daft
in comparison to what the Christian Zionist lobby is doing to promote you.
And that's what makes me think that they're like a Hasbara bot, or they're like just someone who is like fucking brain poisoned about like all the shit that's going on. Because why would they bring up like these specific talking points? Like Prince said it before, and I think he was spot on, to be honest. Like Prince was saying like, oh yeah, this guy's doing Israeli talking points. He's doing Hasbara shit. And I think Prince was right. I think that guy was like either paid or just like completely brain poisoned to the point where he's just like repeating the Israeli line on all the things that we're talking about. Like saying things like, but also like there was like a hint of anti-Semitism there as well, because he was saying like, oh, I thought women couldn't be rabbis. What are you on about? What are you on about? You know? What are you fucking talking about? I thought women couldn't be rabbis. It's like, yeah, okay, like sometimes, bro. Yeah, sometimes. Mental. Anyway. Mental. Let's crack on.
U.S. foreign policy.
Had a list of talking points,
the most important piece here is that all of this is making Jews less safe in the world. Israel's actions in Gaza, but also not just now, but for generations, when Palestinians are not free, Jews are less safe in the world. And that is the crux of the matter. There is no way for Jewish safety to be found when others are being oppressed. That's just the simple truth of it. And organizations that seek to distract from those of us that are trying to realize freedom, democracy, equal rights. It's simple. It's equal rights
right, Zeme.
for Palestinians and Israelis. those people claim that we are anti-Semitic when in fact their actions at aiding and abetting genocidal violence in Gaza now, but apartheid and occupation for generations, that is what is making Jews less safe in the world.
Right.
I wanted to put this question to Sarah
Right on what he
Posen,
reads, yeah.
author of Unholy. You've written about Mike Johnson, the new House Speaker's Christian nationalist track record. Can you talk about his views and when you first encountered him in 2007 working on a story about
that's
the
right,
Alliance
Husker.
Defense Fund's ambitions to gut the separation of church and state? Explain what that all is.
So the organization is now called Alliance Defending Freedom. It's a major Christian right legal organization that sees itself as a Christian counterweight to the ACLU. It is behind many Supreme Court cases, including Dobbs, which overturned Roe v. Wade, Masterpiece Cake Shop involving the anti-gay baker. And Johnson was working for them at the time that I interviewed him, and he laid out for me the organization's ambition to eviscerate the.
I don't know. I think like when I see people like this, yeah, I know this guy is like decades older than me. He has to be 50. Right, Mike Johnson, whoever he is, 50, whatever. This guy's got less lines in his forehead than me, and I'm 34. He has lived a life of privilege and looks younger than me. This fucking cunt. Fuck you. How can anyone relate to this motherfucker right here? How? Christ alive.
The separation of church and state.
Look at him with his fucking baby ass skin. Baby ass fucking skin.
And to create a legal framework in which conservative Christians could.
My cat walks on the kitchen counter, and I get a fucking like. I start thinking about vets bills, and I get like an extra line. You know.
Object to.
Zoe B just mentioned that org in her video on the conservative war on education. Oh, really?
Things like LGBTQ rights.
It's not even cosmetic surgery. This guy's just like never had to worry about anything. That's what it is. Never had to worry about anything. Doesn't have to worry about where his next fucking paycheck's coming from. Doesn't have to worry about if he's ever going to be homeless. Doesn't have to worry about if he's ever going to starve. If he's ever going to get attacked for who he is or what he looks like. No, this guy's never had cosmetic surgery. The cosmetic surgery he's had is fucking privilege.
Name of religious freedom. Everything he said to me back in 2007, ADF has pretty much done and accomplished or is well on its way to accomplishing, undermining church-state separation, elevating the religious freedom of conservative Christians who oppose LGBTQ and reproductive rights. And that is the framework and the ideology that.
Look, he's like raising his eyebrows. Look, when I raise my eyebrows, yeah, like that. Look, like you can fucking go bring, like it's a fucking guitar, bring. You know what I mean? Like a washboard. This guy's got his eyebrows raised, and it's like. I can't even do that. Like, look at my fucking lines. Look at that. You can tell this dude's hands have physically done as much work as a baby. Absolutely. Prick.
He brings to Congress. He also believes.
I don't have passive forehead lines yet, but even I get them when I raise my eyebrows. I'm fucking 21, right?
The government should
22 with forehead lines. Solidarity.
Christian nationalists would call a biblical worldview.
Coming from Birmingham, someone mistook me for 40 and not even 30 yet. This city does you in. That's right, Googie.
Way of looking at the world and way of looking at government in particular is very classic to the T of the Christian right of, Christian nationalists, whatever you want to call it, believing that their biblical worldview is what should dictate law and.
This guy, innit? This guy.
I just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole! Do you know what I mean? Birmingham is a fucking shithole! I hate the fucking place! I fucking hate it! It's full of dickheads! I fucking hate it!
So true, bestie. So true.
Policy in the United States.
Oh, God.
Is this phenomena of the Christian Zionism
relatable, isn't it? Relatable.
Centered in the United States, or have you seen similar movements in other advanced industrial countries, especially in Europe?
Yeah, he could be one of the dickheads.
Sure,
That's true. That's true.
Worldwide, there are organizations that bring together Christian Zionists from different countries that in particular bring together Christian Zionists.
It's so funny because that like that video is relatable, but when you like look deeper into it, it's like that guy's probably just complaining because like he went to the pub and someone accused him of touching a girl inappropriately or some shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's going like, "It's full of dickheads." It's like, oh, okay, bro. Like, maybe you're one of them. I don't know. Who knows?
Legislators from different countries.
Now I'm curious about Birmingham. Birmingham is like it's got very deprived areas. It's like it's the biggest city in the UK outside of London, I believe. And it was very, very industrial. Like it's similar to Manchester, innit? Basically, similar to Manchester. There was a lot of industry there, and then it like, you know, post-war kind of like fell apart, and lots of fucking horrific material conditions for people who live here. It's very, very similar to like all the other big cities outside of London. And yeah, it's just got all the problems that comes with that, really. Gentrification, post-industrial wasteland, you know, like whenever like, you know, if I ever meet a brummie, I'm like, yeah, listen, man, like, fucking solidarity, because it's just exactly the same as what's been going on in the North for ages. People say that, like, oh, well, Birmingham, people from Birmingham, they don't understand the North, and it's like, shut up, man. Like, they got the same problems. They got the same problems. The cinema down the road burned down in the 90s. The wreck's just still standing there. Yeah, they're not fucking... Westminster's not giving any money to Birmingham in the same way that they're not giving any money to any other council house. Now? It's fucking shit. Yeah, it's where Black Sabbath started. Yeah, Tony Iommi, the guitarist from Black Sabbath, one of the guitarists from Black Sabbath, he didn't have a fucking middle finger because he worked in like a metal sheet factory, and there were no protections, no health and safety, anything like that. They weren't paid enough. They were forced to come in when they were tired, hungover, non-unionized, etc. And he fucking cut his finger off because of all that shit. But still an amazing guitarist. Big up Tony Iommi.
It's definitely a worldwide
Rest in peace. I think he died in a plane crash, didn't he?
Haiti
Or is that the other guy?
The world's foremost and most well-known Christian Zionist, in part because of his decades-long...
Look. If you ever want to know what, like, Birmingham back in the day... does to someone, yeah, you just got to look at Ozzy, innit? Multiple fingertips on his left hand, yeah. Like this is what Birmingham does to people.
Hi, Night Flight fans. We're talking with the one and only Ozzy. Good evening, Ozzy.
What?
Good evening, Ozzy.
Hello there.
How are you?
Fine.
Ozzy.
You get all these crazy people that come and throw this junk on stage, and you know. I thought it was one of these rubber bats. I pictured it. It was a real bat. You know?
Was it alive?
Well, it was till I bit the head of it. You know.
Oh, hey soldiers, Tony Iommi is still alive? Wait, the plane crash was Metallica. Oh shit, what have I just done? Oh fucking hell. No, there was one. Am I thinking of Zakk Wylde? Ozzy Osbourne is wired out of his head in this interview, for sure. Wired out of his head.
The taste of bats is very salty. Tastes like salt.
Tastes like anything else?
Well, yes, but I can't really say that on the air, can I, Harry? What the fuck am I doing? I'm stuck on the weather channel.
Okay, this isn't representative of just like someone who's done a lot of drugs, because most people Ozzy Osbourne's age probably struggle to like use a fucking remote control like that. Like my grand's like that. This is not representative.
Smoke marijuana.
You were joking when you said that, of course.
Yeah, right.
Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads is the guy that died. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Fun fact, I saw Black Sabbath at Ozfest 2006. Ozzy pissed himself. Sorry, that just straight away is funny as fuck. My man used to drink, like, bleach and shit. No, he didn't. He would probably die. He used to just do, like, the most drugs. Like, so many fucking drugs. So many fucking drugs. I know, it's wild looking at him in his 30s and 40s. Yeah, for real. Yeah, the captions don't know what the fuck is going on here. Also, hi, Adam. Hi, Adam. Hi, Solar Juice. I'm going to get a fucking copyright strike from this. Is this just them doing Paranoid?
One of the dangers of that is if I start to like it, if something gets in my head, it'll come out my mouth, you know.
So you listen to a lot of Justin Bieber? Is that, are we gonna, Justin Bieber?
Is that Justin Bieber?
Good.
Thingy from Blink 182.
You could be done for manslaughter. Oh, he's going to the side of the house. Ozzy!
Hello to the window.
That's definitely not real. He definitely didn't do that. They added that in on the show. I'm not a parent, yeah. I'm not a parent. But if Ozzy Osbourne picked up my kid who was holding a guitar, doing a guitar solo, I would like have kittens immediately. I would like have a fucking heart attack, stroke, shit my pants, like, you know, security trying to stop me from getting on stage, going, no! You know what I mean? Like, fuck me. Imagine if, oh God. That was actually sick and nothing to do with Ozzy Osbourne. What are you on about? Ozzy Osbourne's best moments. That was nothing to do with him. What are you on about? He had a cameo in Little Nicky. These are all really bad examples. I just typed in Ozzy Osbourne best moments. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this. Actually, real quick, chat. I'm gonna go to the toilet because I need to wee. So back in a sec. Back in a sec. Your ADHD on overdrive? Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. That was fucking nothing. We've done streams where we've just like stopped talking about a certain thing and then not gone back to it. So doing quite well today, to be honest. Doing quite well, probably because oh chat, I don't even think I've told you, you know, I've started taking melatonin. I got a prescription. And, oh my God, it changed my life. Also, I do want to also say, yeah, I had my COVID booster like 2 weeks ago, and ever since then, any like after effects that I had from long COVID are gone. Completely gone. I was having this weird like eye thing where like my right eye would feel like super dry and horrible and gross. That's gone. That's completely gone. I was getting like weird headaches in like the right side of my head. Gone. And then also having the melatonin. I'm having the best sleep. I'm having the best sleep I've ever had in my fucking life. Even though like the cat's waking me up at like 8 o'clock or 9. It's like, no, this is the best. This is the best sleep. What dosage did you get? Well, they said that I should take the 3 milligram tablets, but then everybody on Blue Sky was saying, everyone on Blue Sky was saying do like half of that or a quarter. And so I've just been having a quarter. Melatonin is like it's like a sleep hormone. It regulates your diurnal sleep pattern. And oh my God, because when you got ADHD, you just don't have a lot of that. Basically, it's a thing with neurodivergency. And oh my God, yeah, it is life changing. You're right, Shafiq. Yeah, Layla, sorry, you completely life changing. So amazing. You can't get it over the counter. You got to get a prescription. I basically just said to the doctor, I was like, look, I can't sleep. I've been really, really fucking tired. I've heard melatonin is really good. And the guy just went, yeah, okay. All right, bye. I was like, what? It's that easy? What? Crazy. Fucking crazy. Anyway, so. Melatonin. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyway, let's crack on with this. We're doing stuff. So glad melatonin is a thing. Yeah, I'm so glad they invented melatonin. Anyway, yeah. So if anyone was concerned about my health still, I'm literally fine. I've started working out again. I've started going to the gym and doing like big cardio workouts. It's slow moving, but very, very exciting. I'm getting back to me.
Preaching on the question, but also because of his founding of Kufi in 2006.
Democracy Now! Is funded by viewers like you. Please give today at democracynow.org/give.
So there you go. Democracy Now! That's so funny that, like, I thought there was loads more to go on that, but it was just a 12-minute video, innit? So there you go. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Sarah Posner and Rabbi, I forget her name. Let's do a little bit on boycotts. How about that? Nah, yeah, you can't, Jojo. Yeah, you gotta talk to your GP. Say that you've got like super bad insomnia, you can't sleep, and you go to sleep really, really late. Really glad to hear you're on the mend. I'm basically mended, Puska. I'm basically mended. I feel like amazing. Yeah, Lapid, former Israeli prime minister and current opposition leader. The majority of 12,000 dead Palestinians were terrorists. Good riddance. Holy shit. That's what they think. That is what they are. That's how they're talking about Palestinians in the Knesset. That's how they're talking about it. Must keep telling people the truth. So anyway, cool new YouTube channel that I've discovered. I think it's doing the rounds on a lot of the leftist YouTube. Sorry, on a lot of the leftist Twitch streamers and shit like that. Is Breakthrough News. They're really cool. I've been watching like a bunch of stuff that they've been doing recently. And I've been very, very, very impressed. They do a lot of geopolitics stuff. Next section is going to be called Boycotts Work, because they do. That's just a fact. I'm going to keep the content warning for Islamophobia and anti-Semitism up just in case anything is discussed. But we're going to watch this video. I'm going to give you a link to this video in the chat. I've not been doing that recently because, well, with the last 2 videos because it's Democracy Now! Everybody knows Democracy Now! But go check out Breakthrough News. They're pretty fucking good from what I've seen so far. So let's go ahead and support them. Yeah, we're going to be watching a couple of videos from them. So let's head on over to this one.
You would think with all the war crimes...
Whoa, 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 whoa. What up? Here we go. Hey, Layla, how's it going? Welcome in. Good to see you. Let's check out this video.
And atrocities and being committed by Israel right now that corporations would not want their brand names slapped on top of the rubble that was once a school or a medical clinic.
You'd think
but
that.
In fact, many companies don't seem to care. Here are the top 11 corporations deepest in bed with Israel. Can you be deep in bed?
Oh, yeah, you can. You can be deep in my bed. Yeah, they had Abby Martin on. Yeah, they've had a bunch of people on. Yeah, really, really good channel.
Let's start with weapons contractors, since they're the most villainous.
It's Warlord.
The stocks of the big war profiteers have shot up since Israel's attack on Gaza began. Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, and BAE Systems have gained more than $30 billion in value over just the past few weeks.
God damn.
You know what they say? Every time Israel blows up a hospital, a Lockheed investor gets his wings, meaning a private jet. Much of the billions the U.S. sends to Israel ends up in the pockets of these weapons contractors. So your tax dollars go directly to them, and they're not even ashamed of it. Lockheed Martin says it's proud of the significant role it has fulfilled in the security of the state of Israel. Of course, let's not forget Raytheon, which provides missiles for Israel's Iron Dome defense system.
It's kind of been a personal mission to, keep pushing and not let the naysayers say I can't.
Among other things. And smaller war profiteers like Woodward, which we know provides bombs to rain down on Gazans because they still have the label on them. At least take the brand name off before you bomb the hospital. Make an effort. If Adidas can get rid of all their Kanye stuff because they're embarrassed, you can put a little smiley face sticker over your brand name when you commit a war crime.
He made a lot of money off of it.
For the most part, war profiteers are not too concerned about their brand image. Well, except...
I can't, I really, truly hope that in this year's Pride, this coming year's Pride celebrations, we kick these cunts out. I'm sick of weapons manufacturers marching at Prides. Sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It makes me sick. It's always made me sick. Yeah, I can't possibly support organizations that are pink-washing companies. Oh yeah, BAE Systems and Lockheed Martin march in Manchester Pride. Yeah, you better fucking believe it. It's just vile. It's just vile.
That time, BAE Systems tried to whitewash their brand by putting out videos of British troops reading fairy tales to children.
Hey Thora, how's it going? Welcome in. No love for genociders, that's right.
I put a barf bag under your seat if you need it right now. Then there are the many companies connected to the apartheid state that you might never
Hey,
guess.
Hassan's personal banger, how's it going?
Motorola.
My favorite one was that I'm gay and I'm in the CIA PR campaign. Yeah, that shit rocks, right? Really fun and nice to see. As a queer guy, I'm constantly saying we should have more queer death merchants, people who overthrow people in the imperial periphery, socialist governments. Big part of being a queer for that. So there you go. Raytheon marches in Providence, Rhode Island Pride. Yeah, just disgusting.
Hello, Moto. They don't just make skinny flip phones that get lost in your crack anymore. The crack of your couch. No, they help with surveillance of Palestinians in settlements, which even the UN considers illegal under international law. Might be better for you, Motorola, if you just got back in my crack. Of my couch. Number 9, U.S. police departments.
Officer down!
Okay, so it's not a corporation, but in this case, it's your tax dollars that...
Was that officer down bit? Was that this person that did that? That's funny as fuck.
Back in my crack of my couch. Number 9, U.S. police departments.
Officer down!
Okay.
I need that. I need that as like a fucking like a sound alert or some shit.
Okay, so it's not a corporation, but in this case, it's your tax dollars that are helping to fund Israel's human rights abuses. Amnesty International reported, with whom are many U.S. police departments training? With a chronic human rights violator, Israel. So basically, you and I are paying the brutal American police forces to go to Israel and pay their brutal police forces to teach our brutal police forces how to be even more brutal.
Damn, it's almost like imperialism is one big circle jerk.
Staircase of awful.
Wait, no. Now I need to see that whole video. That's a fucking quality video. Guy escapes police as they fall downstairs. Is that one video? Oh, fucking. This is so good. I forgot about this.
Video given to Local 12 from the Highland County Common Police Court shows 34-year-old...
That only in the right ear? Why does this happen? Why does this happen with videos like this? Yeah, like these old videos and like YouTube changes something and they're like, oh, right. Pan to the right. Hold up a second, chat. I can sort this out. Not for me, but for you. Never say I don't do anything for you. Sound mono. How do I make it mono? Mono. There we go. Sound mono. Boom. All right, that's gonna work for you now.
In the back of this courtroom, he was just sentenced to 6 months in jail for a meth possession charge. Deputies are taking him into custody. Then, this video shows him suddenly bolt out of the room.
Let's go!
Broke free of the deputies and ran to a hallway, which leads to a stairwell that goes down to lead.
Look at this guy making sure the American flag is in his fucking frame.
Barrera says Deputy Ben Reno chased after Garrison into the courthouse hallway. The video shows him dramatically dying.
Go!
Head first, an attempt to try to catch him.
Garrison made it out of the courthouse and took off, but Deputy Reno didn't. He was taken to the hospital with broken ribs and...
Went out to the hospital and visited him when he was getting treated at Highland District Hospital. And he was in good spirits at that time.
Deputy Reno is...
Oh my god, so fucking good. So fucking good. Let's just this needs like comedy clown noises, you know, like whip, pew, like these different like cartoon noises and shit. You know?
They get from the public.
At the time of the incident, he did have blue hair. Information we've received.
In Highland County, Alexa Helwig.
Okay, see you later, yeah. That's some good shit. That's some good shit right there. Got all about that. Okay, anyway. Yeah, yakety sax. What was the intention there? Even if he grabbed him, he was going to smash his hand on the floor. Well, this is the thing, because like cops are always like, when they think of combat, they think of like, okay, as long as I like grab onto this guy, if I can get this guy and like use him as like a cushion or whatever, I'm going to be fine. And so my man was thinking like, if I jump over the stairs and grab this guy and like use him as a cushion, he might die. He might get a bunch of broken ribs, but I'll be fine. But yeah, you know, he took a bet. He lost the bet. Incredible moves. Yeah.
When a man named Benjamin Holt went into business building good old wagon
Blue hair and
wheels
pronouns,
in the late
that's right.
1800s, little did he know his company would one day crush the houses of Palestinians in occupied territories. Next time you're thinking of stealing land or crushing dreams, Think Caterpillar. Number 7, Hewlett-Packard. As reported by BDSmovement.net, they provide computer hardware to the Israeli army and maintain data centers through their servers for the Israeli police, forming the backbone of Israel's racial segregation.
Oh yeah, I can't play that on Twitch, Jojo.
Hewlett-Packard. And who says racism can't be
Well, can I?
tech?
Do you want to destroy human?
Can I do that? Oh. Why did it go there? Should have gone. That is funny. That is funny.
Wait, look, this is fucking radio. This is
I don't know if I can show that because it's like a guy pooping his pants. If there's any like weird hate watchers watching, they'll be like, yeah, this guy is showing scat porn. This weird queer is showing scat porn on his stream. Yeah, maybe watch that in your own free time. Anyway,
humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
Number 6, Pepsi. In partnership with Sabra Hummus. Yes, that's right. Pepsi works with Israeli brand Sabra, which is quite proud of its support of the Israeli military. They support the Golani Reconnaissance Platoon, infamous for its...
So could people help me out with the Sabra thing? Because I saw like a guy on Blue Sky who was saying that Sabra Hummus was made in Brooklyn, right? The one that they sell in America. Now, the one that they sell in the UK is definitely from the Israeli company OLED or Olek. I can't remember how you pronounce it. And that is like got definite connections to like Palestinian prison labor and shit. Israel's second largest food and beverage company supports the Golani Reconnaissance Platoon, infamous for its decades of slaughtering Palestinians, mostly during Operation Cast-Led. Oh, wait, this one is related to it. It's based in Israel. It's founded in Israel. It's not in Brooklyn, then. I don't know. Pepsi and Coca-Cola, anyway, yeah.
Decades of slaughtering Palestinians, most recently during...
So it's been bought by Pepsi and Coca-Cola, who like operate in Israel and they support the regime and stuff like that. Is that what's going down?
During Operation Cast Lead. Well, that's it. I'm switching from Pepsi to Coca-Cola. Number 5, Coca-Cola. Oh, man. Their support of Israel goes back decades. And in 1997, the country's Chamber of Commerce and Economic Mission praised its chairman, Roberto Gozueta, for 30 years of support and for refusing to honor an Arab boycott. No Coke or Pepsi.
So here's the thing. If you're in the UK anyway, I'm not sure if you can get this in the States. There is a... I'm not sure about this, like... excuse me. I'm not sure if this is like a good rating, but Rubicon is the sales of Iron Brew see a dramatic rise. Well, Iron Brew's pretty good. Iron Brew's pretty good. And Rubicon is the one that I'm talking about. And hang on. Rubicon drink. Soft drinks, ethical soft drinks. Iron Brew's owned by Bar. I think they're pretty good. There are two Sabras, just to make things annoying. Both are Israel-based, but UK Sabra is a subsidiary of OSEM. OSEM, that's right, yeah. And US Sabra is made by Sabra, owned by Pepsi, right? And yeah, OSEM is owned by Nestle. That's right, Googie Ham. Thank you for that. I can't remember where my partner saw this from, yeah? But she was like, oh, Rubicon is supposed to be like the biggest, most ethical drinks manufacturer in the UK or something, and it's like based in Pakistan or something. I don't know. But if you want, and also Vimto as well, like Vimto I think is owned by Bar. If you get, and I'm telling you this right now, if anyone in the chat is like sad about, thank you for the follow. If anyone in the chat is sad about like, oh, we can't drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi anymore, they support apartheid, right? I did this on Friday night. Came back from the protest and I got a fizzy Vimto and a fizzy Rubicon Mango. Combine the two, you will have flavor experience like you've never had before in your life. It's like mango plus the flavors of Vimto is basically grape, what is it? Grape, raspberry, and something else. I can't remember. It's like grape. Maybe it's grape, raspberry, and summer. But get them two, combine them together. It's fucking so peng. It's unbelievable. So yeah, highly recommend that. And both much better, more ethical companies to get drinks from. Hello, Bree the cute bumblebee. Bree the cute bumblebee. Welcome in. How you doing? We got our own. We got our own bee in this chat. Gonna have my mix. Hey, Starifix? Is that how you say that? Starifix. What if you don't like Vimto? If you don't like Vimto, you might like Rubicon and Vimto. Or if you prefer like Ribena, I can't vouch for this, but maybe if you get like a fizzy Ribena, it will be the same one. It will be similar, innit? Yeah. Anyway, let's crack on.
See? Guess I'll have to switch to Fanta. Oh, come on! Number 4, McDonald's. Mickey D's has been a longtime supporter of the apartheid regime.
I thought I was the bee. You are the bee, B-Rat.
To supply the IDF.
You're the
with free
B-Rat.
diarrhea. McDonald's is also a major partner of the Jewish United Fund, which works to maintain American military, economic, and diplomatic support for Israel, monitors, and when necessary, responds to media coverage of Israel. When I go into McDonald's, I want to get my fried antibiotic-filled chicken paste balls of nugget-type things without having to also support atrocities. Maybe.
So, another thing, yeah. If you're in the UK, you can also use this one cool trick to, you know, get like kind of McDonald's-y food from different places that don't actually give money to McDonald's. So, Aldi in the UK, if you go to the freezer section in Aldi, you'll find, well, you can in Manchester anyway. I'm not sure if this is UK-wide or maybe even just England-wide, but you can get these like frozen chicken nuggets that are basically the same as McDonald's chicken nuggets. They're just not fresh. They're obviously frozen in it. So that's the difference in flavor. But they're pretty good. When I've like had like a McDonald's craving recently and I've gone, damn, I wish I could just go McDonald's. I've gone there and got that and it's hit the spot, right? As if McDonald's nuggets aren't frozen. Well, no, you know, they're not deep fried, right? So it's the deep frying that makes them peng from McDonald's in it, right? That's the only thing that like actually makes them taste good. They put them in the deep fat fryer, right? There you go. You can deep fry stuff at home. I know you can. I'm just saying that like if you don't have a deep fryer and you want to put them in the oven or whatever, like that's it. It doesn't say to deep fry them on the pack, and I'm not about to give anyone like salmonella or poisoning by telling them to like deep fry frozen chicken nuggets from Aldi. You know what I mean? So you do that, Sorka, and if anyone gets food poisoning or any of that, blame it on her. Right? Note to do with me. I just put them in the oven and it's fine. So there you go. Anyway, Iceland's frozen fried chicken is actually really good. £10 for 3 packs, lasts me a few meals. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Iceland's really good for that shit as well. Defo. Anyway, some hacks. They also do other kinds of McDonald's type foods. Like they do burgers and shit. What else? They do like crispy chicken strips. They do fries. So there you go.
Burger King is opposed to crimes against humanity. Number 3, L'Oreal. The French cosmetics giant has extensive business.
Yeah,
ties
L'Oreal
with
is
Israel.
no
They
good.
Put out natural sea beauty products made from Dead Sea minerals. Even though the West Bank borders the Dead Sea, the entire area and its resources are off limits to Palestinians to let Israel exploit it for mining.
Aldi spicy bean burgers, very prime. Yeah, I agree.
It's
Yeah.
not that I care about money. It's that I care about my hair.
L'Oreal also doesn't care about war crimes, land theft, false imprisonment, segment.
Oh, Dixie chicken is so good. Yeah, me and my partner got Go Falafel last night. Go Falafel is so fucking good. If you're in Manchester or London, I think they have them in Birmingham as well. I'm not sure, but like, well, we've got Dixie chicken in Manchester and all. But the best chicken shop I've been to in Manchester is, I want to say Kansas Fried Chicken, innit? Kansas Fried Chicken. Chicken Cottage is good. Chicken Cottage is really good, Layla. Yeah. Fuck me, I love Chicken Cottage. But Kansas Fried Chicken is the best, like halal fast food place. There's also one like in town in the village called McTucky's, which is like okay. But it specializes in like tempting and pissed up people from the village. You know what I mean? So that's a sad reality. Is Monster Energy on the BDS list? Let's have a little look. What is BDS? Where is the list? God damn it. Monster is owned by Coke, so yeah, it is. Oh, there you go, yeah. I'm Asian, so my favorite chicken place is G Chicken. Asia's like a big place, innit? When anyone says like I'm Asian, it's like that's a massive fucking place. South Asian, East Asian, Central Asian, Southeast Asian. I'm in America, though. You know what? Condolences. East Asian. Right. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I never heard of G Chicken. What is that like? Where would you get that from? Like America or? Asia means different thing in the US and the UK as well. Yeah, literally, right. Like if someone were to say like I'm Asian in the UK, I would my mind would immediately go to Central Asian. But it's like this is why you have to like, I mean, you don't want to just homogenize vast different amounts of ethnicities and cultures. Big. I mean, fair, but if we go full fascist mode, I'd rather move to Canada than Europe. It wasn't some kind of a jab, me saying condolences, because I live in the UK. I don't know if you've seen like what's going on here. Do you know what I mean? I was being genuinely like, I feel very sorry for you. G Chicken is a chain store in the UK. Have I? Let's have a look. Just yanking my chain. Okay, cool. No worries then. Tasty, innovative. Our branches. London, innit? London. Liverpool, they got one in London. They got one in Liverpool. They got one in Cardiff, Leeds, York, Cambridge, Sheffield, Leicester, Windsor, Southampton, Northampton, Bristol, Reading, Swansea. Why no Manchester? Why not Manchester? What are you on about? What are you on about? Taiwan is China. G Chicken hates Mancunians. What's that about? What's that about? Anyway.
Children forced to drink unsafe water. Instead, they care about hair. If only Israel were committing crimes against hair instead of humanity, then L'Oreal might cut ties with them.
This is genuine human hair.
This is legal, right?
Yeah, sure.
I know, that is genuinely upsetting that there's one in Leeds and not Manchester. Genuinely upsetting. It's like a fucking hour away on the train. What's going on there? Why is that like that?
Whatever.
Number 2, Starbucks.
Has Rate My Takeaway guy ever been there? Chicken. Oh, this is going to make me hungry as fuck, chat. No, I don't think he has, you know. Does this guy even do stuff anymore? You remember when we stopped watching him because he made that weird comment about that woman? No, he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He's still fucking doing it, you know. Deepening the food-related stun log. I'm getting super stun locked by this. Trying mac and cheese that went viral. What's
Morning,
this?
guys, how you doing? Back on the road again. So we're on the beaten track in that there Camden Market, walking around seeing what.
He's in London. He's in London.
So round back of here, apparently I've been asking people, where's this mac and cheese place? And apparently it's round back of here somewhere. So.
Right, we're not gonna watch this whole video. Let's just check out this. Yo, he's had a camera upgrade for sure. He's definitely had a camera upgrade. Hey, Alpha Laptop, how's it going? Question about the Rate My Takeaway guy. Is that somewhat common to take your own table with you to eat on the sidewalk? Or is that the only that guy's thing? It's definitely this guy. It's definitely this guy. It's not for. People will like see one British person do a thing and be like, is that normal? Is that normal in Britain? No. What do you think? Everyone's got a fucking personal table. Yeah, we gotta normalize that shit. We gotta normalize that shit. What is this joint he's gone to here? What's it called?
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Later, guys. Thank you. Hi, guys. You all right? Well, what do you recommend? Takeaways.
What's it called?
What's your thing, man? So I'll Rate My Takeaway. So
grilled
takeaways. Oh,
This is why you can't watch this guy anymore, because he goes somewhere and everyone recognizes him and he just spends the whole video talking to other people. He's met like another influencer here and it's just completely outdoing him. He's got this like embarrassing like posh coat on. This is literally, do you know what we're seeing here, chat? Right? Let's make this political. What we've got on the left here is wealthy Westminster, London, yeah? Right? And on the right, impoverished northerner with his North Face jacket on. I know they're expensive anyway, but like my guy's got like a fucking like, he looks like he's going to a fucking fashion show with like, he's got like a cloak on. You know what I mean? You motherfuckers keep hot dogs in jars. How should I know? That's capitalism that does that. It's nothing to do with us. Hey, Middle-earth Marxist, how's it going? Us poors have to make do with a tray on our lap. I don't even have a tray. I don't even have a tray. What's the caption? They're going to be a bit tight. You want a nice, big, thick one? Yes. It's true. It's also really sad. The oldest Christian community in the world, the Palestinian, that customs go back to Jesus. And not like I'm religious or anything, but it's really impressive to be ancient culture as old as that is indeed destroyed because of genocide. Love learning about different cultures, histories and cultures. It's a major part of being human. I agree wholeheartedly, Brie. Wholeheartedly. Yeah. Yeah, it's extremely sad. Extremely sad.
When you bite into it.
Shut up. What is that? The Mac Factory. That's what that place is called. And let's see what kind of like cringe mac and cheese they do. Nostalgic. Classic cheese blend. Right. First things first. It's got spice on it. That's not mac and cheese. It's something different. It's something new. Lamed Babe. basil pesto, baby mozzarella balls. Oh, baby mozzarella balls and semi-dried tomato. What's semi-dried tomato? What's that? How small are the cups we're going to see, aren't we? Tray, back when I were young and I've killed for a tray, we had to eat food off floor. Right. Did they name one of those mac and cheeses after a Spice Girl? Well, they named one after Super Mario. Sauteed mushroom, truffle oil, and garlic. Oh! I bet that's fucking gross. I bet that's actually hanging. Truffle. That would make mac and cheese so rich. Why would you want that? Huskers all over that shit. Mambo Italiano. Smoked pancetta, mushroom, and garlic. That's carbonara. If you put in pancetta and mushroom in there, that's just a carbonara. Posh spice, spicy chorizo, caramelized onions, and harissa. That might be okay. Hey Macarena. Beef, chili, tortilla crisp, sour cream, and jalapeno. Oh, what? Oh, that sounds horrible. None of that sounds good at all. It sounds hanging. I just want to see the mac. I just want to see the mac and cheese. I just want to see it. He's just having a big wander around Camden Market at all the stuff he can't afford. Come on, man. What we got? What we got? What we got?
Cheese.
Can you believe we used to watch full episodes of this? I was really struggling for content back in the day. That's little. That's little. That actually sounds alright. What do you mean? Yous are all fucking weirdos.
Because I've got myself a shelf.
Are you joking? Are you joking me? What was the prices on here? Nearly a tenner! Nearly a tenner for that! Are you having a laugh? How do people survive in London? Look at it, I'm getting lines again. What the fuck? Are you having a laugh? You've got to be joking. What the fuck? I know London prices are bad, but what the fuck? What the fuck?
A little bit.
That is a joke.
On top, I think. But it smells delicious. Let's go for it. Ooh.
Oh no, yeah, I've seen worse as well, Sorka. Yeah, I've seen worse and all.
Oh wow!
I thought Spa were having me on when they put pasta salad up to £3. Yeah,
that's quite nice. A nice, beautiful cheese sauce.
I know, Layla. It's mad, absolutely mad. What the fuck? Yeah, being a student in London must suck so bad.
The cheese sauce has got a really nice thickness to it.
Oh, shut up, dude. This guy just fucking makes it up as he goes along. Like, do you remember when I used to love the fact that it was like working class food reviews? Right? And he was going to these like you know, small, inexpensive chicken shops and all that. And it was good because we actually need people who review food that like working class people can afford and like go to, and now he just goes London and gets like dead expensive cup of mac and cheese that's not going to feed any. Do you remember there was that one, like, sorry, I'm completely stunlocked again. Rate my take away massive food box. Like this was the shit he used to go and do. He used to get these like fucking.
Nothing, guys. How you doing?
Do you know what I mean? This is classic rate my takeaway. And you get like a huge fucking box of this shit, and it'd be like a tenner, and it'd feed a family in it. Do you know what I mean? This is the real shit. This is the real shit right here, chat. This is the real shit. This is what you fucking want.
So this is the extra sausage. So this is what he's just started doing. All right. And these are £2. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
That's your drink. Some tissue for you. Then I got some.
And he's making an effort. The guy that runs the joints come out and everything. He's like, oh, the guy from YouTube's here. Shit, I gotta do everything special. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, so this is the sausage. We paid £2 for this. Oh, it's dripping a little bit. A bit of oil coming out.
£2. £2, and that's bigger than one of those mac and cheese cups. £2. for a fifth of the price. You don't normally get chippy stuff in it. Oh, right, in a munch box. I think it depends where you go. I don't know where this is. Where is this? Huthwaite. Where's Huthwaite? Where's that, chat? Huthwaite. Is that Yorkshire? Nottinghamshire, okay. Near Derbyshire. Hi, Emmy. How's it going? Good to see you.
I'm not surprised because it's wrapped in doner meat.
Oh, I fucking want one of these so bad right now.
Let's wet the whistle first.
Have a look at this shit.
Chicken popcorn.
Oh, fucking
rings,
yes, mate.
Chicken nuggets.
Yes, mate.
Garlic mushrooms. And then you've got your chicken doner. And it's all sat on top of a special pizza.
Oh, how much was it? How much was it?
Oh my God. There is some food here, isn't there? Right, let's open these sauces up. So I've gone for...
They're like 13 quid. 13 quid, 18 quid, 22 quid. That's the real shit. That's the real shit, chat. That's what you fucking want. You know, you'd pay £22 for like a little farty main meal for like thingy, you know, on like Uber Eats or Deliveroo round here. It's got cucumber on, so it's healthy. Yeah, it's true. No, it's a lot of food. No, I'm not complaining about the. I'm not complaining about the price. I think the price is good for the amount of scran you get. Risk inverse.
It's mule time, baby.
Thank you so much for the 20 months. How you doing, Risk inverse? Welcome, welcome. Pay 22 quid for a sharing starter down here. I know. I know. Hey DJ, how's it going? As an autistic person who doesn't like food to touch, that is terrifying. Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's not going to be for. Cook up some vegetables at home, box it up, freeze some of it. That would fuck. Yes. I agree. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Let's go back to this.
Former chairman and founder.
Yeah, McDonald's sandwich that isn't just a shitty plain cheeseburger is almost $10. Yeah, it's insane. Completely insane.
Howard Schultz has long been staunchly pro-Israel, seemingly fine with any level of war crimes and racism the country commits. In 2002, Israel's foreign ministry praised Schultz for being key to the country's long-term.
I don't even know what Glasgow sauce is, Sorka. I've heard of it before. I've seen it on Rate My Takeaway, but I don't even know what it is.
Last couple of weeks, Schultz and Starbucks have been exploiting the violence in Gaza and Israel to attack union members. I can't believe Howard Schultz would do that. I mean, I would have thought a company that's been accused of union busting, abusing their employees, sourcing coffee from slave labor.
Oh, what? Current prices at my friend's thoroughly gentrified elevated fish and chips restaurant in Providence. Pollock, $23. Cape Shark, $24. Bluefish, $25. Insane. What the fuck? Is it the same as chippy sauce around Edinburgh, brown sauce and vinegar? I don't know. I've heard people say the Edinburgh and the Glasgow stuff is different. So I wouldn't like to comment. $23 for a Pollock. All right, let me tell you. There's a fish and chip shop.
Hello, me old chum.
Thanks for the follow. My local fish and chip shop, let me tell you now. I'll tell you how much everything is. How can I fucking zoom in on that? I don't want to dox myself, so. Right. They do vegan stuff and all, which is really good. Vegan sausage roll, £1.95. Spicy vegan burger and chips, £5.45. Vegan battered burger and chips, £5.95. What else we got? Why don't you tell me how much the fish is? You could get chips, peas, and gravy for like what's that? £1.25. It's like £3, and then battered. Why can't I find the fish? The fish. Not telling me how much the fish is. Anyway, you could get pie, chips, and gravy for £6.95. And it's fucking massive. It's fucking huge. Anyway, that's my local chippy. No, I know about Waldorf salad. Yeah. Hey, Tommy, how's it going? Regular haddock at mine, £8.25. It's one of the nicer ones, yeah. How do you use all function without your £7 biryani? Enough there for your weens and all. Right, yeah. £7 biryani. Peng out. Anyway, let's go.
And blending the last remaining unicorns into some sort of iced coffee drink would be better than this.
Chips, piece of gravy on the chips is like £3 near you, yeah.
Our cafe du jour is New Zealand peaberry.
Right on. Number 1, General Mills, the parent company of such beloved brands as Betty Crocker, Cheerios, Chex Mix, Yoplait, Pillsbury, and Lucky Charms. General Mills has, for many years, produced some of their products on stolen Palestinian land.
God damn.
Too doughboy. But here's the good part. After a 2-year campaign calling on General Mills to stop making products on stolen Palestinian...
Riskiverse, thank you for gifting a sub to Gianna. I will take this opportunity to say, if you're enjoying the stream, I've been live for about 3 hours now. If you're enjoying it, if you want to see me succeed, if you want to help me pay my bills, if you want to help me pay my rent, feed the cat, all that kind of stuff, please consider subbing off Twitch. We do ask people to sub off Twitch rather than actually sub on Twitch itself. Thank you, Layla. Because, of course, Twitch is a terrible company, and one fantastic reason to sub off Twitch is that you can't post the BDS movement link in fucking chats. So there's one reason, and I don't think I need any other reasons at this moment in time, since we're specifically talking about this. Riskiverse, thank you so much for the £5.
Fund.
Right. That's right. Don't forget as well, we've unlocked double feature movie night, which is not going to be this weekend because it's my anniversary, 2-year anniversary with my partner. Very nice. Thank you very much. Yes. Congratulations. That's right. I'm a good partner. I've lasted 2 years. Imagine that. Anyway. Not this weekend, but the weekend after, I think, we are going to be watching 2 movies in the Discord. One of them is Hiroku the Goblin, which is from the same guy that did Tetsuo the Iron Man, Shinya Tsukamoto. And the other movie that we're going to watch is undecided as of yet, but we'll come up with something good. Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it. Yeah. What do we... If we hit £500 by the end of the month, so you got 2 weeks to do this, chat. 2 weeks to do it, yeah? There will be a cat cam on the stream. I'm going to give you a preview of what it looks like. Little preview over here. There. Tom's not in it yet, and that's because he's disappointed. Firstly, he's disappointed because I stroked a dog on Saturday and then left him for like a day to go and do the AGM. So he's a bit disappointed with me, but he's also disappointed mostly that chat hasn't gotten us.
Meow.
Cat Girl Steph, thank you so much for the 1312. Let's see, there's 1312s in the chat. That's a good number just to put in the chat if you want, chat. Thank you so much for subbing off Twitch. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. He's also disappointed in the chat that we've not gotten to the goal yet. So there you go. How dare you? Wash your hands first. Oh yeah, he's so mad at me. He's so mad at me for touching a dog. It's very, very sad. So I've been giving him extra treats. Filling his food bowl just a little bit more, you know? Just a little bit more. So, anyway. Okay, thank you so much for the donos. Really appreciate that. Don't forget, sub off Twitch. It's very good. It's very good for me. Also means 100% of the money that you spend on the stream comes to me, your boy. It means that I can afford to eat, live, survive, etc. And we've got a quite a reduced sub goal this month. So, very, very, very achievable. Anyway, crack on.
Palestinian land. The company gave in and left with their tail between their legs. Does the doughboy have a tail?
Hi, stranger.
The case of General Mills shows that pressure and boycotts work. They work. But even if they didn't, none of us should be giving money to companies that support apartheid, imprisonment, and crimes against humanity.
Right.
From here on out, I'm blending my own freaking unicorns. So that's it, the top companies in bed with the Israeli regime. This was the first episode of a new series by me, Lee Camp, and Breakthrough News. In order to keep seeing more of these, please support my work at leecamp.net. Thanks. Keep fighting.
Buzz in. Let's fucking go. All right, chat. Well, there you go. There was that video from, Breakthrough News. Very exciting, very cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to check out a video, a bit longer video from Breakthrough News with Loki. Loki, fantastic. djmuel!
For the treats for your excellently named cat.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for the £10. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thank you so much for subbing off Twitch. Really appreciate that. That's very, very cool. We're nearly at £300, chat. Let's fucking go. Buzz in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at a video featuring Loki, fantastic hip-hop artist from the UK. He's been on a bunch of different programs. He's been on Piers Morgan. Poor guy is looking like he's not having enough sleep at the moment due to everything that's going on. So yeah, support him. He's a fantastic individual. So let's call this bit Anti-Israel Media War is winning. Bit of a long title, so hopefully it's going to fit on. I think it does. That looks okay. All right, let's do it.
We want to just keep pushing forward here on the show because we are very, very honored to have with us the musician and journalist Loki. Loki, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Well, it's really an honor to have you, and thanks for sticking with us. And maybe let's start first and foremost with some of what's been happening in Britain. Of course, we've had, historic demonstrations, 1 million people recently out on the streets of London. And of course, the government attacking those demonstrations. The Home Secretary, who is at the forefront of trying to demonize them, has now been sacked. Obviously, there is...
Oh, shit.
Cat cam, let's go.
Queen Pib, thank you so much. Thank you so much. A £50. We're at £328, folks. £328. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thank you so much for subbing off Twitch. I can only reasonably reward the chatters and the donators with some music. That's the only reasonable response to this. Layla, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the stream. Thank you for hanging out. Take it easy. Listen. Let's check out some tunes. How about some tunes, chat? I wanna play you one of my favorite God, there's so many different tunes that I wanna show off. God damn. Who do I play? Who do I play? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. It's Cypress Hill and Ronnie Size. Anyway, welcome back, VOD watchers. Let's I've changed the title a little bit. Winning the Media War. That's what I'm going to call it. Let's go. Let's check out this interview with Loki.
It's a failed vote for a ceasefire yesterday, but nonetheless, we can see things that are happening. So talk about the significance of what we're seeing there in Britain and in the United Kingdom in terms of people rising in solidarity with Palestine.
I think, unfortunately, the last 3 decades has seen an integration of British intelligence with Israeli intelligence in an unprecedented way. You are talking about essentially a trilateral security state which rules the society, which is
Asmadar, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome to the stream. How you doing?
made up of the British establishment, the US military establishment, and increasingly Israeli surveillance proxies, really, of Unit 8200 in Israel's military intelligence. It's the surveillance unit which spies on Palestinian communications and blackmails Palestinians with that information. It's been able to insinuate itself in the infrastructure of different countries, and Britain has been one of them. So, for instance,
Yeah, like Jojo's saying, remember every single MP who voted against or abstained from a ceasefire from Gaza. What we're hopefully going to see as this, from this, for like, you know, from the more, the less progressive liberals who believe in the electoral politics, the electoral system of this country, is they're going to see, oh, we actually have no voice. Our MPs do not serve us. They serve the interests of foreign investors. Not just foreign investors, they serve the interests of lobbying groups. They serve the interests of imperialism, right? And they are going to become politically educated in new ways, in new, more based, good ways. So fingers crossed that we're going to see a bigger radicalization of moderate and liberals. It's not even really fingers crossed. I mean, it is happening. Like, there's people who I know who aren't even really politicized that much in group chats who are talking about, like, yo, we actually got to, like, go to, like, you know, arms factories and blockade them and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? These are, like, radical actions from people who are just going on protest marches, who think that that's, like, the way to change things and get things done. So, you know, this shit is happening. It is happening.
Our police hack phones using Celebrite, which is an Israeli company founded by alumni of Unit 8200. You also have the police relying on Nice Systems, which is a subsidiary of Elbit Systems, for its investigations. When you look at the British political elite, there are strong signs of it being compromised in many different ways. Suella Braverman was one example, the former Home Secretary who recently was pushed out. She has gone on record as saying,
to be honest, this did kill off the last ounce of electoralism that I had. Keith Stalin has done most of the work, but this was the final nail in the coffin. This is what I mean. This is what I mean, right? There will be some like liberals who maybe even watch my stream who think like, I quite like Mule, but I disagree with his stance on electoral politics. But it's not for me to like say you're wrong. Things don't happen like that. Like debate you in the marketplace of ideas on why you're wrong. You have to see it. You have to see it happen. You have to witness it in a material fashion. You know what I mean? You have to see how your actual real life actions and conditions have no effect on the establishment, right? You have to see it. You have to witness it. And, you know, more and more radical lefties should be shouting and screaming about this, going like, look. This is why we have to organize. This is why we have to organize. This is why you have to build dual power. They do not care. They never cared. It's about this, you know? Labour members who abstained but said they want a ceasefire, blaming the fact that the SNP was the one who put the motion forward. You can't get more ridiculous than that. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. I knew Shatner was going to be like this when I started kicking out Labour members who sympathised with Corbyn. I knew he was going to be like this from the moment he was elected. I just knew it. I just knew it was going to be like that from the moment he was elected. Because it was like, well, what policies does he support? He supports all Jeremy Corbyn's old policies, but they want to kick Jeremy Corbyn out? I don't believe that for a fucking second. I don't believe it for a fucking second. You know?
Has close relatives who currently serve in the Israeli military. When it comes to Rishi Sunak, for example, the Prime Minister, this is somebody who his family business, Infosys, which was founded...
Wait, who?
The former
Suella Braverman had family members in the IDF?
Home Secretary, who recently was pushed out. She has gone on record as saying that she has close relatives who currently serve in the Israeli military.
Did not know that.
Rishi Sunak, for example, the Prime Minister, this is somebody who his family business, Infosys, which was founded by his father-in-law, and which his wife...
I think we should also, like, look at Rishi Sunak not in a vacuum. I was watching a video that Sorka actually shared with me on TikTok earlier today about the COVID inquiry and the things that Rishi Sunak did in his time as Chancellor, where he was like saying, no, we're not going to give people money to stay home. We're going to get people out and spread the disease and this, that, and the other. We're also going to do Eat Out to Help Out campaign, which absolutely was a complete and utter failure, just doing so much damage and basically like providing huge infection vectors for COVID. That was all Rishi Sunak. He was completely complicit and you know, tangibly involved in people dying from COVID in this country, making it worse than it had to be. Hey, Graph System, welcome in. How you doing? That video felt like watching a text message based version of Chernobyl. It's so bizarre. So bizarre.
Has 500 million pounds worth of shares in.
Yeah, right. Risk Inverse. Yeah, one of the largest IT outsourcers.
Director Yuri Levine, who came out of Unit 8200 in the Israeli military, also, and of course, Infosys has 200 employees in the political entity of Israel, and it signed a memorandum of understanding with Israel in 2012.
Jeremy Hunt, yeah.
Cooperation.
They're all
So really,
fascist,
when you
vile
talk
bastards.
about Britain, you're talking about a state that, on top of this, it has something called the UK Israel Tech Hub, which
there he is. There, Jeremy Cunt.
It's housed in the.
Jeremy Cunt just came out with one of the worst budgets that I've ever fucking seen. You know, Jeremy Hunt, more like Jeremy Community Guidelines violation. Given where I am right now, I'm not doing that great. I'm sorry to hear that, Graph System. Let's see some love in the chat for Graph System.
British embassy in the entity of Israel. It's funded by the British government, and it is staffed by former Israeli military and intelligence personnel, and it exists for the purpose of procuring public sector contracts in Britain for Israeli tech companies. So get that. That's funded by the British taxpayer. So there is really a myriad of ways in which Britain is integrated with the Israeli intelligence elite. And unfortunately, it will take a lot more than hundreds of thousands of people on the street to break those chains.
You know, low-key, you really start to wonder, what is the threshold? That was a question I kept asking myself.
Hey, Dakra, welcome in.
The first couple of days after this started was, okay, what's the threshold going to be? Is it going to be 500 dead children? It wasn't. It wasn't 1,000. It wasn't 2,000. I mean, we're saying we're now at 4,000, but there hasn't been any ongoing counting of the dead because the ability to even do that no longer exists in Gaza at the moment. So we actually don't know how many more thousands of people have actually been killed. But it does seem like
no, you're right,
there
Risk
is
Immerse.
some
There's no threshold.
That is having an outcome. You see the president of France calling for a ceasefire. You see Justin Trudeau, who I saw that you shared recently.
Okay, that was insane, actually, by the way. Macron has got like one of the most racist countries in the world in terms of Islamophobia. It's so extremely Islamophobic in France that people aren't even allowed to wear like hijabs, right? Like a hijab, like a fucking, like just a that's not even like a necessarily Islamic thing. Like, this is like a thing from multiple cultures all over the world, innit? But hijabs are banned now. You can't wear a fucking hijab. It's insane. And like, he's like, yeah, we should probably not kill all these cousins. When Macron is saying that shit, you know you fucked up. You know you fucked up. Like this like extremely racist Islamophobic guy is like, yeah, that's probably a bit much, innit, actually, what you're doing to them over there. Justin Trudeau as well. Like, I know that Justin Trudeau's government is not friendly to immigrants, especially from the Middle East, you know. What? Oh, my Tom Clancy book said that France was nice and ambivalent towards Islam. Oh, I know, yeah. Well, there was that whole shit, like, about, like, freedom fries and shit like that, you know, because they were opposing the Iraq war or something. I still can't go over the fact that Israel gets to vote on whether they should have a ceasefire, but Palestine doesn't. Right. It's completely insane. It's completely insane.
Earlier today, he has called for it to stop.
Yeah, massive disparity in wealth in Arab and black communities in France, yeah.
But he's also being
compared to their white
prosecuted for
counterparts,
basically
yeah.
being an accomplice to genocide, which is, I think, fantastic. So I guess for them, it's 4,000 dead children. But you start to wonder, what is it for the UK? What is it for the US? Because you see all these reports, especially at least from the US end of things, that the US isn't happy with Israel attacking hospitals, but are just kind of shrugging their shoulders. I'm not sure I entirely buy that. But I'm just curious your thoughts about what is the threshold as we're just witnessing week after week of horror after hour of horrors and atrocities.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is the correct question at the beginning of any of Israel's military escapades, is to ask what is the threshold, because there were testimony given by anonymous actors within Israeli intelligence less than a year ago, where they stated exactly that at the beginning of every military adventure, there will be an exact number of dead people that they will stop at. Now, unfortunately, there have been those in this country who have an umbilical-like connection to the Israeli security establishment who have thrown around
You got it, Graph
numbers
System.
like 40,000. Now, I'm not saying that to imply that that is what would happen. I'm saying that's the kind of numbers that people have been mentioning, and their justification for that kind of number is claiming that that is the number of active fighters in the Palestinian resistance faction that they claim to be targeting at this stage. So they say that is in consideration that that's the fighting force which is on the ground in Gaza, then that is an acceptable number to go for. Whether that is actually an indication of what is sustainable and is possible and will have international and even domestic consent to it is, I guess, another question, and something that all of us will have to work on pushing back against.
Thanks for
But I
gifting a
do
sub
think
to
with the
Dakra, Graph
Zionist
System.
movement,
Thank you.
as it is a maximalist and fantastical movement, it seeks aims which seem to be far beyond its means. At the moment, we can say, and this was a leaked document that came from the Israeli Ministry of Intelligence, they see the idea of pushing 2 million Palestinians out of Gaza into the Sinai Desert as a possible scenario. They are trying to bribe Egypt into accepting those numbers. They have built up support in the US and in the European Union to actually foot the bill for that and to build a tent city that those people could be pushed into. And in order to achieve that, if you are the Israeli occupation forces within that tortured logic, they are clearly following a line to do that. And that is, you make the area as uninhabitable as possible. You attack all infrastructure that could provide ways for life to be sustained. You horrify people. You do. It's like the way that you could compel people to move out of a place. Israel is doing absolutely everything that would fit the bill for that.
1,000%. I have some bad news, chat. Time's run away with me a little bit over here. Basically, I gotta go because I don't know if anyone's aware. I'm sure some people are, but it's Trans Day of Remembrance today. And I'm going to the vigil. So, yes. My bad. I completely forgot. Like, I was like, oh shit. Like, I started streaming early. But, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I gotta fucking get off. I gotta eat some food. So yeah, and apologies for not mentioning that. It completely slipped my mind. But it is Trans Day of Remembrance today, so very important to pay your respects. Even if you don't believe in God or religion or an afterlife or something like that, I think it's very important for us to participate and you know, extend sympathies to families of people who've experienced loss and stuff like that. And our trans comrades, you know, see it and you know, it makes them realize like, oh, okay, actually our lives are valued, right? And the failure of systems to protect and look after people and stuff like that are actually, you know, not the norm in everyone's heads. Like, you know, not everyone agrees with it, kind of thing. So it's very important to do that. Ritual and spirituality are like an important thing, an important part of like the revolution. And I think that like by engaging in rituals and also like, you know, just genuine basic human decency is super important. Please consider, you know, donating to a charity, a trans charity, like Mermaids in the UK, Trans Lifeline in the US, stuff like that. Never ever forget our trans siblings. Extremely important. So yeah, listen, just because the party's over doesn't mean you have to go home. You can stay here. We're gonna take you on a little raid to find out who's streaming for you. Let's have a little look. Let's see if we could go and show some love too. It's our boy Zach App. I've not seen him in a minute. We're gonna go ahead and give him a little raid. He's an Aussie guy. If you like my politics, you'll like his politics. Head over with me with the raid. Copy and paste the raid message. And yeah, we'll go and check out his stream, see what he's doing. Don't forget, chat, if you can't stand a whole 24 hours without me, don't worry. I've got loads of different socials. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Patreon. I've got a VOD channel. You can watch loads and loads of streams that I've done previously on the VOD channel. Make sure you go subscribe. Check that out. TikTok as well. I'm on TikTok. Please remember, I need 1,000 followers on TikTok so that I can go live over there. So don't forget. I need that. And if you're watching this video over on the VOD channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate that. Really helps me out. But thank you so much, everybody, today for the follows. Thank you for the donos. Thank you for the subs. And thank you for the chatters. And thank you especially to the lurkers as well. You are the backbone of Twitch and my stream as per usual. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Maybe a little bit later, might be like 3 o'clock rather than 2:30. And if it's 2 o'clock, it'll be a bit longer. I don't know. But yes, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support today. Love you loads. Stay excellent to each other. Mwah. Peace, 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 peace.